No time left. No time left. Miami wins. Miami wins. Miami's going to the national championship, Don. We're going to the national championship.
Pack your bags.
End of the game. Is it officially over in the desert this time? 23 years later, there are no flags, and Miami has won. Miami's going to the national championship. Carson Beck is your Hurricanes hero. Miami wins 31-27, and the Hurricanes will play for the national championship.
Mario Cristobal has kept his promise. He came home to take his Hurricanes to the national championship game, and he did it in 4 years. Promise delivered.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable, folks. I'm guessing a lot of us didn't get a lot of sleep. If that didn't keep you awake, you're not a sports fan, especially if you just like your South Florida teams in general, because last night the Canes and Ole Miss put on a hell of a show. They really did. Back and forth. The Canes pull it out. Carson Beck, you heard it all right there. Great stuff, by the way, for Carson Beck, who, by the way, really happy for him. We've been talking about him last night. He made some throws on that last drive to keep it alive and then runs it in, as you just heard there, with Josie and DBJ, who you could tell were fired up. And why not? The Miami Hurricanes. What a year this has been. Unbelievable. I know we've beaten up the story from SMU and Louisville losses, 2 of 3 games, and going, wow, that's it. We're done. We'll never win the ACC. To getting in and then dominating, playing great football towards the end of the year, regular season, and now have great wins against Texas A&M, Ohio State, and last night, Ole Miss. And that game last night had a lot of different personalities, a lot. Canes kind of dominated. Kirk Herbstreit, I thought, did a good job of like, wow, the Canes should be up by a lot instead of just a few points here at the half. And then get shut out in that third quarter, and then 2 nice drives at the end of the game, and you heard the highlights right there. Just great stuff. So the Miami Hurricanes are going to the national championship game, and guess where they're coming home? Coming home to Hard Rock Stadium, where the Canes will see what happens tonight between Oregon and Indiana. But there were some great numbers, and there were some frustrating numbers for both, but they still found a way to win that game. This is a weird one. You know, we always talk about key stats, and they're usually the same ones. There was a new stat last night that was so frustrating. The Canes secondary could not hold on to interceptions. There was 4 of them. 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 that were just up in the air. They weren't like, I'm not talking about a guy making a great one-handed catch. I'm talking about, for guys on that defense, had chances to get really easy interceptions. They don't get any of them. And then the penalties, excuse me, some of those penalties, I felt guys were getting really tired. And there was some late hits. There was a little bit of everything. I thought some guys looked gassed on the offense. And why not? When was the last time a Miami Hurricane team had 88 plays in a game? 88 plays. And they don't even do the crazy thing is they don't line up and try to run plays real fast like Ole Miss wants to get in a track meet. If things are going for them, they're thinking about putting 40 or 50. The Canes want to huddle up and then pound you. Completely different style. The Canes ran 88 plays. They had the ball for 41 minutes and change compared to Ole Miss's 18 minutes, just to give you an idea. So some of the stats were butt kicking. Like if you didn't see the game and you had a couple of your favorite stats, they're really good on third down. The Canes were 11 of 19. You would take 11 and 19 at any level of football anywhere. There's not a coach out there who would say 11 and 19, I'm in. And so had some great long drives, which Canes are all about. Would they have 3 drives over 7 minutes long? I mean, they were chewing it up, man. And they were able to play their game and move the chains and get in those third and short situations and run for 3 or 4 yards, and the big guys running behind the two running backs, Mark Fletcher, by the way, and Brown, as a change of pace, and Fletcher looked like he was a little hurt there for a minute. And then we find out after the game, it's crazy, I guess the flu bug hit the team, and then the injuries. I don't know how many guys. Some of the guys came back in and play. I couldn't keep track. And if you could on TV, good for you. I thought Mesidor was done. Then I hear, Mesidor is back in the game. And Lucas, of course, got called for target. It's amazing how one guy got called for targeting, the other guy didn't. But in fairness, if you watch that game, they could have called a lot of penalties on both teams. There were some moments where the officials could have probably called more on both teams. If, there's some guys that were rushing quarterback that were getting held from behind. But hey, at the end of the day, man, the only thing that matters is no whining, because Canes get a 31-27 win and are getting ready to play in the national championship game. And by the way, for the third game in a row, they've had big drives to close it out. They've had two great drives at the end of the game, actually. Malachi Tony just is incredible, some of the things he was doing. But there was a lot. Marion, Tony, Fletch, Brown, and then Carson Beck. We've been saying, all right, what's Carson Beck going to look like in the big moment? Carson Beck, at the end of the game, when he needed to be real good, pass protection picked up for him, and he delivered some really nice throws in that game. So a lot of good stuff. Congratulations to Miami Hurricane. Yesterday, by the way, that was just a teaser. That was the closer of the night into the morning, because the game, probably if you stayed up and watched the interviews and what was happening on the field, you stayed up till midnight. And then the news during the day, right after our show yesterday, Mike McDaniel out as the Fins head coach. And I've already done a zillion interviews, and everybody's asked me, and everybody's got a little different opinion on the whole thing, and we're going to get into it. But Mike McDaniel, listen, the whole thing, I thought they're going to wait and let the general manager make the decision. You're going after some guys, that you need to really turn things around. There's no question we can all agree on a few things. I think we can. We're at a point right now. And we need to upgrade the roster, right? And we need to get a quarterback as part of that, and the biggest part of that. And we don't have the quarterback. And I hope you're all over this. We don't have the quarterback. There's a lot of stuff going to be said about, Tua. They're really, he got benched. That's all that needs to be said. Mike tried to be, classy about it and stuff, but his play was so bad, especially in that Pittsburgh game, that they finally said that's it. So now, and we're expected to have a GM maybe today, by the way. There could be a general manager in place today. And the Mike McDaniel thing, I was a little surprised. Everybody asked me, because my phone was blowing up as I was talking to my father in California. But yeah, I figured out I was one of two things where everybody was acting. Harbaugh was either going to be the head coach or Mike McDaniel was out. But I was surprised, because the way he was acting after he did the interview, after the season was over, it sounded to me, when you start talking about, I'm going to help the team, get information on GMs, and if they want any input, I'm going to be there to help them from that standpoint. And Mike apparently had told some of his assistant coaches that he thought he was going to be back, because those guys want to know. So this whole thing with a new GM coming in and now a new head coach, you could be looking at 40 or 50, maybe more than 50 guys losing jobs. So, yeah, Mike, those guys all want to know, hey, Mike, what's going on? All these jobs are opening. Some of those guys are going to get calls right away. There are 8 jobs open right now. A quarter of the league head coaches were fired. 1/4 of the league, including Mike McDaniel being the last one. So, we got games coming up. We got great games tonight again. Man, I'll tell you what, if you just like football, tonight, another playoff game should be. I can't imagine it's any better than that thing we saw last night back and forth. It would be hard to imagine and Ole Miss got it rolling, and they looked pretty good there for a while after a real slow start. Just couldn't get anything going. But then they started picking it up, and Canes had some guys banged up. I saw some guys really tired and just trying to get through it. And
hey, man, they played 3 tough games in a pretty short period of time here.
How would you like to do that on your schedule? Somebody said, hey,
it's an NFL schedule.
You're going to go to Texas A&M, you're going to play Ohio State, and then you're going to play Ole Miss.
Yeah.
This Ole Miss, it's obviously, hey, if you're down to one of the Final Four teams, you're pretty friggin' good. You've got some good wins. It's not like, oh, they haven't played anybody yet. So, yeah, Woody, it's a great story.
None of those games are around the corner. I mean, you're traveling, a long ways to get to these games.
Did you
Texas
see that
twice? And
did you see
Arizona
that number? 8,000 miles of travel.
Yeah, it's a lot of travel. Those games were in a short period of time. And I got to tell you, man, like Donna was on the pregame with me yesterday, and it's kind of surreal almost. You go back to that SMU game, and to get from where they were then to where we are now, like it's really like it's kind of surreal, isn't it? Like if you would have told me on that day that we came in on that Monday that don't worry, they're going to be playing in Hard Rock for the national championship.
Yeah, no,
people would have thought you were out of your mind.
And I'll be honest, I was thinking, just get me one win, just get me one win in these playoffs, and they got 3 against 3 really good teams. They get in the 2 biggest conferences, the two big boys, the Big Ten, and obviously the SEC now. And
they're
what they've been able
shot
to do
to win this next game too, man.
So we'll see.
At it.
And Oregon, there's 2 obviously good storylines there potentially. Mario kind of got that thing flipped around for Oregon, and this coach has done a great job. And he could be coming down here, or this Mendoza story.
I'm very intrigued to see Indiana tonight, because I didn't think that they were the real deal, and then they beat the hell out of Alabama. So I'm curious to see them tonight, and we'll see how good they really are. But I'm guessing they.
Can I just ask you a question? When I hear this, because you're one of the first ones to say this to me. So they went out to Oregon and won.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, anybody caught it a little flat. They played in the Big Ten championship game and beat Ohio State.
Yeah, in a close. Well, I think they were similar to Ohio State,
and they pound Alabama. So why would you not?
No.
They're undefeated.
I was very impressed with the way that they beat Alabama. I actually thought Alabama would probably beat them, but we'll see if they win this game tonight in convincing fashion. They've been impressive. I give them credit though, man. That'd be a hell of a matchup.
Yeah, they're well coached.
It's just weird. It's Indiana, it's such a basketball school. The Hoosiers.
Listen, everything's changed when you throw money in there and you get a really good coach that knows what he's doing. And there's a guy came from a small school that is full of confidence. And by the way, I didn't even know till yesterday. I should have. Shame on me that all those guys were with Nick Saban in Alabama. They've all been through that. And I give Nick credit, man. Nick had some fun with it last night, and he really helps those shows. Those shows are great. He does make them better. I mean, first of all, he is the guy. They're going, hey, we're all trying to get the national championship game. And they go, hey, Nick, you know a thing or two about these. You've been there a few times. So anyway, it was fun to hear all those guys talking about that. And I just think that Saturday college football show is great anyway. But
we're all coming down here. They'll all be down here next week, man.
Party's going to be down. Yeah. What is it? Monday night game? Tuesday?
Monday night game. The 19th.
So
tickets are a little pricey. I saw the get in is around $3,000.
It's supposed to be, man. It's a mini Super Bowl.
Plus the Miami fans don't have to travel.
Well, listen,
so you save a little extra money there.
This has really worked out. Anyway, we
very convenient for us, right?
Got to go to break, but yeah, man, I had no idea I was going to come in on Friday. And I knew there were going to be a couple of playoff games for college football. I did not realize the Canes were going to be playing a national championship game here on a Friday morning. They will be playing in that national championship game. And I did not see yesterday. I didn't see it coming. Now,
Can you believe Mario did it, man? I mean, so many guys tried to turn this thing around. And I know it's not just Mario. I know they made the commitment to football and to athletics, and that starts at the top. But, man, they tried so many different ways, and this guy figured it out. 4 years, and he got him to the top.
Man, there's a lot of parts to it.
There are a lot of parts to it
before we get into it. But Mario's done. Hey, listen, Mario's always been known as a great recruiter, And I just think this has looked really good on his resume, the way his guys are coaching, the way, they look.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they just looked the part. And we thought that going in the playoffs, like we've said, they could play with anybody. But then it's another to go out and do it and close out really good football teams. And they've done it 3 weeks or 3 games in a row. Not 3 weeks in a row. There's a little bit of a break in there. Hey, we got to go to break. Hold on your thoughts, man. We got a lot of stuff to get to. More on Mike McDaniel and what might happen to Mike McDaniel. We'll talk about that. By the way, he's in real good shape. If not a head coaching job, a lot of coordinator jobs for sure. Anyway, right now I want to talk to you about Atlantic Men's Clinic. First thing in the morning, man, ED, low T. If you're going through it right now, you'll know, because if you're dragging right now, especially watching that game, and you've been dragging for a while, I just want to let you know, man, this is what low T does. You lose your energy. You don't feel like doing stuff you used to, and then people, you're just getting older. It's normal. Just get used to it, and you're watching more TV, and you fall asleep, and you're a little moody. This is all part of the low T family stuff that really sucks. And then your sex drive, that's when it kicks in. You're like, uh-oh, what's going on? Now I got ED. Low T and ED run together, folks. And I just want all the men out there to know, no matter who you are, it's going to hit every man out there. Black, white, doesn't matter. I will just tell you right now that if you get it, or you have it right now and you're not sure how, and you're not doing real well with it, I didn't do well with it. Man, I was looking, trying to find out how the hell I could get rid of it. Atlantic Men's Clinic is the answer, man. Atlantic Men's Clinic works. You set up that first appointment, you get the PSA test. If medically advised, the test dose. You meet with that professional staff. They look at your numbers, and they put you on a program that's perfect for you, for your situation, for your numbers. And then you start getting great results real fast. How's that sound? Your energy's back. Like, wow, I haven't felt like this in a long time. It just kind of happens quickly. And then your sex drives back. Wife's or girlfriend's going, wow, what happened to you? But I like it. Hey, 7 locations in South Florida to serve you, man. Set up that first appointment. Brand new one in Hollywood. I go to Plantation, was there yesterday. Call them 877-455-7300. If you're going through it, nobody needs to know. Set up that first appointment and say, hey, Joe Rose said you could help me. Visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. It works.
5-6 as I'm fortunate to be the head coach at Miami. The outside stuff and the noise will never be. The guys inside made a decision, and they were kind of coming to work every single day and find a way to bring great energy, great enthusiasm, and be 1-0.
And just quickly, what does it mean to play for a championship at home?
All we're focused on is 1-0.
All right, thank you, Mario.
Thank you very much.
Well, that interview took place, let me see, between 11:30 and 11:45 last night as the Miami Hurricanes are going back to the national championship game. It's been a long time. But, boy, it's nice. And they'll be playing at Hard Rock Stadium a week from Monday. They're going to wait to find out who they're going to be playing. They know they're in. Will Indiana or Oregon? They'll play for a second time. Indiana beat Oregon, of course, at Oregon in months ago. It's been a while since that happened, but there's just so many. It was just, the game was all over the place. You felt like, because I've seen this before through the years, where your team just dominates, and it's like 3-0. You're going, what the hell? We just kicked their ass. They couldn't even get a first down in the first quarter. This high-powered offense, one of the 2 best or 3 best offenses in college football, they couldn't get a first down. 3 and out. Then they hit the big run, and you go, uh-oh. Not only did they hit the big run, they took the lead after you were just dominating. All the stats that are the Canes, listen, Mario's going to get up and go, hey, man, we had time of possession. We ran 88 plays. By the way, I haven't heard. What is that, some kind of record? 88 plays? I'm being serious because, I mean, they kept.
Well, it's funny because they were saying that that's what Ole Miss needed to do to win the game.
Right, they had to get their 80 plays, yeah. So anyway,
flipped the script on them. Man.
Boy, did they!
Yep.
I mean, they damn near ran.
Those drives were long, man. I mean, those were long drives.
3 drives.
Fletcher's
over,
been
3 drives
been
over
incredible.
7 minutes, and so good on third down. And by the way, the formula is a really good one. They had to open it up a little more at the end of that game and they were able to, which is refreshing to see. But they got themselves in a lot of third and manageable situations, meaning 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1. And they just ran the ball like it was fun. Like, hey, we're going to run the ball at you. And they ran with their 220+ pound running backs. Both those guys, both Brown and Fletcher, just keep going. And then the big guys, does anybody in the country add more horsepower to those runs when those big guys get behind them and start pushing? I mean, some guys got some free rides last night for, 8, 9, 10 yards extra on some of those carries. But hell of a night, man. A lot of the disappointing part. I mean, there is nothing disappointing. They went hell. You just win any way you can. When you're not talking about, well, we should have beat that team worse like you do on certain opponents. There's no bad stats today. You win the game. You put together the 2 most important drives were the last 2, and they were able. Malachi Tony just said, by the way, the blocking in front of it, and then that guy just outruns everybody.
Yeah, the other receivers really stepped up, though, again, man.
Yeah,
they've been
by
fantastic.
The way, how about the matchup with Marion? Such a big part. C.J. Daniels has a huge catch for a 3rd down.
The nicest catch of the whole game might have been that one by
Malachi over.
Malachi that didn't count. He stepped out of bounds.
I didn't even see it until they slowed it down, and everybody was going crazy. And by the way, if that thing, they'll probably show it today anyway.
The hell of a catch. I mean, he
was only out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you.
It's that damn toe touch thing. Remember that from our Dolphin game a year ago?
Right.
Yeah.
But if he'd have had that would have been one of those.
Goodness.
Somebody forgot to tell that kid he's 18 years old. And they're going, hey, man, we haven't seen anything like this. And
he's tough, too, man, isn't he? He took some good shots.
By the way, you see how many times he's fighting because he blocks the hell out of guys. They're all mad at him.
Yep.
He goes,
he's feisty, man.
And I don't think he cares. And he's got the big guys keeping an eye on him as well. But, hey, great win for the Canes, going back to national game at their own stadium, which is just going to be really cool to see. And I'm guessing a lot of Canes fans will want to go to that game and not get rid of those tickets.
Any ticket requests coming in for you yet?
It's too early.
Too early? Okay. People are working on their plans and stuff yet, so.
But I'll put it out there right now. I don't have any tickets.
Oh, I think you say you're going to put out that you have 4 or something
No,
you're willing to
and
give
then
up.
they're going to go, well, can you just get me some? I'll buy them. And I go, I haven't done real well with the buying part. Like I buy them, and then people go, well, I didn't know they were that expensive. I've had that happen.
Or they tell you the seats aren't good enough and just keep them.
No, yeah. So I'm just trying to get out of the business, family and friends, and just say, hey, can you help me?
Probably for the best.
I get in that a little bit on the World Cup too, and I'm like, all right.
Oh, really? The World Cup?
Yeah, the World Cup.
Yeah.
And if I get tickets, they're gonna, no matter what. No, it doesn't matter. We just want two to. And I go, are you sure? Because I don't want to hear, I didn't know that. Because people do that. They go, I really want to go. I got to be there. And they go, ooh, you didn't tell me they're going to be that expensive.
Well, there are no freebies for this one. I can assure you of that. I don't know what these tickets cost, like what the face value is. And I know that if you're like a Canes, season ticket holder, I think you got a shot at them. But yeah, I don't know what they cost.
Hey, the other story, of course, breaking yesterday right after our show. And I was a little surprised. Everybody's all over the board, whether they were surprised or not. And just watching everything, I thought Mike McDaniel, I think a lot of assistant coaches thought, hey, we're good for another year. We're a mess. I mean, they knew next year's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough year. But so it did catch me by surprise. But Mike's going to make out just fine. There's a chance he gets a head coaching job. It's obviously not going to be a good one, but he's going to get offered a ton, in my opinion, a ton of offensive coordinator jobs. Just they're your guys. You can hug them. You can talk to them any way you want because you're the coordinator, not the head guy. You don't also do that. Somebody else have to break the good and bad news to players and discipline and all that stuff. You are just going to do the creative stuff that he does. But they're talking about, and I would not be surprised. Everybody's talking about where he might end up. I heard Tampa Bay yesterday. I think he ends up in Washington. He's got a great relationship with Dan Quinn, who I know pretty well. He's a coach down here. And he's got a young, talented quarterback. Was Rookie of the Year a year ago. Really good. I just see that could happen. Now, question will be, because now they're saying, well, Cleveland might take a guy like Mike McDaniel. And I'm like, I mean, I don't know. There's 8 openings. The finalists to find 8 of these guys. But he's going to get a chance. They're saying Detroit's probably going to be interested in him. They got rid of their guy. How would Mike not want to go have all those weapons? I think the Washington job's really a good job too. And you're with a guy that you've been with. You've coached with Dan Quinn. So I am really curious to see, but Mike's going to make out. Plus, the team owes him a lot of money to start with for the next couple of years here. But it doesn't take away from the fact we still have to upgrade the roster. We still, with or without Mike, we got to find a quarterback. And I would like to know what turned the owner yesterday morning to making that decision. Did somebody in the group that was in the meetings with them doing the interviews not have nice things to say about Mike and the thing? Listen, Mike's got some things he does really well, and he's a first tell you. Adjustments out of halftime in the third quarter, not good. The Monday Night Football, lack of urgency to get your team on the ball and jogging up after being in the huddle for 20 seconds and then taking your time when you're down three touchdowns or 4 touchdowns there for a while. It's a bad look, some of that stuff.
Am I alone in this? They marched him up there to face the media who's asking him questions about his job and all. I was like, why can't the Dolphins just be normal? Just fire the guy on Black Monday. Like, you knew you were going to fire. How do you not know you're going to fire him on Monday? They met on Tuesday, and then you wait 2 more days. And by the way, you do it on the day of the biggest football game of like the last 20-something years in this town. Not that they give a crap about anything other than themselves, but like,
I don't think,
man,
I don't think
to let the guy go up there and have to answer all those ridiculous questions about his job and all that, man.
I don't really think they were sure.
Come on,
I know you. I know you're a conspiracy guy.
I'm not a conspiracy guy, but like, how did you not know after the season you're going to get rid of the guy?
Why would somebody tell him? Somebody told him he was going to be involved It's part of the process.
I guess, man.
So
But
that
it's
you
just
don't
so
tell a guy
dysfunctional,
that you're
though.
getting ready to fire that he's going to be part of the process early in the week. He said, I'm going to help him.
So something happened over the last few days that they're like, we just have to do this now?
Did it have something to do with the GMs that came in town?
Did Troy Aikman come in and say,
I don't know.
This guy is not good? Like,
I don't think
know,
Troy
man.
Aikman was his biggest fan on Monday Night Football. But again, I don't know.
It just seems very dysfunctional.
Well, everything they do right now seems that way. You're right.
Like, if you're going to fire the guy, like, and I think everyone knew he had to go. It seemed like pretty obvious, didn't it? Just do it on Monday. Just do it on Monday like every other coach that got canned. Just be normal.
I saw the press release. The one thing I will say, I've learned being around Stephen Ross, he falls in love with some of his guys.
He's a likable guy, Mike.
I think he really liked Mike, and
He's
he
a
wanted this to
likable
work
guy.
out. Hey, he liked Chris. He liked Chris
I
Greer.
know, but this is not a popularity contest.
No.
It's can you win?
Right. It's a cold business. It's a very cold business.
I just don't understand what changed in 3 days or 4 days that like you
don't
didn't
know.
see. Like
Yeah,
it wasn't clear to you on Black Monday that like he's got to go. We fired the GM. We're going to look for a new GM. We're fired. The quarterback's going to be gone. Right. Tua's the next to be fired. I mean, the whole thing makes no sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You never know what you're going to get with the organization. I don't.
So
disagree.
it appears. Yes.
I don't know. I thought he was safe. I really did. If you know you go, all right, you got to place a bet somewhere, Joe. You can't be wishy-washy. I said I think Mike's going to be back, and some GM's going to say, all right, I'll sign off, but if it doesn't work or I'm not happy, I got to have the ability after. But
I don't know, man. This wasn't even like I was, I told you this. I didn't think this was an X's and O's thing. I think Mike's a good coach, and obviously other people agree, right? Because he's going to get a coordinator job immediately.
He might be the hottest offensive coordinator guy in the market right now.
He is not a leader of a football team. And I think that was like the most obvious part of it, right? The culture of that thing never changed and never was going to change. You can't just all of a sudden be, the disciplinarian, tough, coach. And
well, I will say one thing, Stephen Ross, by that decision yesterday, has just basically said, we got to redo this whole thing again.
Well, yeah. And the quarterback is the next one to go.
Oh, no, that's a given.
He's a goner.
That's a waste of time to even talk about.
The quicker they get him out
that's
of here,
a waste
the better.
of time. Yeah, it's a waste. Anyway, there's a lot of parts. It just got, it's just.
Did they call Harbaugh? Did they not call Harbaugh?
I don't know. Who knows?
Everyone's got different stories.
Yeah, no, listen. And by the way,
I'd be stunned if Harbaugh wanted this job.
Here's a part I always love. And you're right. There's better jobs than this job.
This job
for
sucks.
Harbaugh. Harbaugh's got, I can give you three teams that look a lot better. Baltimore, Atlanta, those two to start with, and the Giants. Probably a better situation in here. You're going, did you really say that? Anyway,
I don't think anyone would be shocked by you saying that, Joe. This is a disaster of a job right now.
We got to go to break here. We got a lot more stuff to get to here, Woody. I'm glad to hear you're juiced up though about the crazy day though. Lose your head coach for the your football team, and the other team is going to the national championship.
What polar
game.
opposites there, huh? One's a big loser and the one's a big
Well,
winner.
I got to tell you, man, this story with Mario's doing with this team and what they've been able to do is just been great. It's just you could see it, you could feel it. I could hear it this morning from everybody that stayed up late that still got to get up and get in here by ready to go at 6:00 in the morning. Hey, we're going to take a second here though to on a Friday to tell you about Recovery Unplugged. New year means fresh starts, new goals, and a chance to reset. And if your mental health needs a comeback season, Recovery Unplugged Behavioral Health is here to help with a beautiful mental health residential program right here in Fort Lauderdale. They've helped over 20,000 people nationwide with expert care, music-based healing, innovative treatments like ketamine therapy for depression, anxiety, and trauma. So, hey, let's make this the year you pull out of it, huh? Make this the year you put yourself first. Call 954-737-4508. Make the call. Recovery Unplugged can be perfect for you. Visit recoveryunplugged.com. New year, new you. Recovery Unplugged. Heal out loud.
Let's go.
Feels real good, don't it? Feels real good to be a Cane, baby. I'm so proud of this team. I'm so thankful for all these fans, man. This is who we do it for, man. The whole city. We got y'all on our back, baby. Go Canes.
Carson Beck. Boy, did he have to make some throws late in that game, and he did. And I guess the surprise for everybody, it was Carson Beck's legs that end up winning the game. Cuts back. They never thought down there in the red zone that he would run. Cuts it back, and he is wide open running into that end zone with 18 seconds left, and that ends up being your ball game. Little scare. And by the way, for everybody trying to call on the Hail Mary in the end zone that there was pass interference, listen, man, you got to be an idiot to call when everybody's shoving everybody in the most desperate play there is in football. Like, I thought Herb Street and those guys did a great job about saying, listen, man, they're pushing back and forth. Everybody's trying to draw a call. We know that. You got to let them play. And they did, and everybody's seeing them pass interference. They're not calling it. Look, they could have called a lot. And the Canes, they did call a lot. Hell,
they got their late pass interference on the drive before, right?
They did.
On, what was it? I think a 3rd and long.
So some of the penalties were obvious. I didn't have a problem. See, even the Canes penalty, late hit.
There were a few late hits. There's one late hit that they
Really
didn't call on the quarterback too.
Yeah, out of bounds.
Hey, man, the games are, they're officiated. They're okay. They're not great.
But you know what? They have done, in my opinion, they've let them play.
They've
the
done
first
a good
couple
enough
games,
job.
they let them play a little more, and I'm okay with that if they're not calling
The targeting thing is a freaking disaster, though.
Well, how do you call one last night? And by the way, the official that was working with ESPN said, yeah, that's targeting. There should be a quick call, he said. That'll be a quick call, and then they come out and go, no targeting.
I mean, look, man, 15 yards is whatever, but to throw a guy out of a game, we got to stop with that. That's just stupidity.
Well,
you can't eject a guy.
That's their big safety thing.
I know, but the guy that he hit, like he's falling down. The other guy's leaning in. Like it's hard, man. Like if you want to throw a flag and dock him 15 yards, great. But don't throw guys out of the game.
Do me a favor though. Today, they won the game. They had 10 penalties.
Oh, I know.
They still won.
But I'm just saying, don't throw guys out of the game. It's not necessary.
The defensive backs dropped 4. I mean, right.
Oh my God.
The one bobbled right up in the air. It's like 3 guys had a chance.
Yeah, I know.
A guy down the middle tips it up for the other guy, and he drops it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, guys, he could easily had 4 picks. And I like the guy. He's very likable. The Ole Miss
quarterback.
Yeah.
No, they were a very likable team. I'm with you on that.
But the Canes had some drops. They usually, they catch those. Those are, and they read them, and they were well coached on what Ole Miss wanted to do. And then Ole Miss got a roll in there, and you're like, oh, boy. And the Canes all of a sudden had a bunch of bad penalties. They looked tired. And then they regrouped. Malachi Toney with that 36-yard touchdown really got them going again. And then Ole Miss scores with too much time left, 3:13 left, and the Canes march it right down on one of those long drives, and that's the ball game. Basically, that was the ball game last night. So a lot of good numbers, a lot of good stuff. Congratulations to Miami Hurricanes, the fan base, and everything else, because by the way, I thought ESPN did a great job with all the pieces on all the players last night. It was great to see. It's a team, we see all the time, we talk about, but they did some features, and they, talked about some of the key guys, and I just thought it was nice. It was good for recruiting.
Oh, that was a big night for the program.
Good for everything.
By the way, I think they made $20 million or something, they said.
Did they?
And they don't have to share it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because I think the bottom feeders of the conference, like FSU, remember they sued or whatever.
Oh, that's right. So now they're giving it more to the. Well, listen, the president will be very happy to hear that if that's the case.
They made a little bit of money last night, but I tell you, Mario crushed it in all that post game stuff he was doing. I mean, it was a good night for the program.
Yeah.
That was big.
Yeah,
now they're comparing. You see what they're comparing it to on TV? Last time Miami was in that game.
When was
that? Was a hell of a team. 2001.
The last time they were in a championship game, wasn't that the Fiesta? Was the Fiesta Bowl the last time they played?
Yeah, I think so. And then
because
they're
the Rose
showing
Bowl
the game
was
against
the year,
Nebraska.
Yeah. Oh,
The
Nebraska.
game they won against Nebraska. That was the game they were showing. I think that's the
Is that
last
the
time
Rose
they
Bowl?
won.
Yeah, the Rose Bowl game.
That was a decent team.
That might have been the best team of all time. That arguably, I don't want the Canes fan. Everybody, oh, no, we had a better team than that. I just went back, and I've done this over the 35 years doing morning radio a few times, and a lot of guys weren't even playing in that game, were true freshmen, ended up being some of the greatest players in the history. They had a great team. That we know that.
Yeah, this defense, though, man, I don't know. You put this defense up with probably any of them. This thing is the run that they're on right now.
They're really good, yes. But I got to tell you something. I don't want to take away from anything that Mario's done with this team, but calm down on some of the best all time.
Let's see if they win the next game.
Calm down, and you look at the names on the D-line, the linebackers in the secondary, and you probably won't say what you just said. That's all I'm saying. You're a young guy. No, you're a young guy, and I'm just telling you.
The run this defense is on, though, right now is pretty historic.
And it started that way last night. A couple of quick 3-and-outs, of blitzes, and hey, man, Heatherman, he's on fire. He really is. And he gave his team a chance to get 4 takeaways with the intercept. They tried to throw it deep. Coverage was great. By the way, some young guys had to play. They were shorthanded at cornerback. A lot of those guys were out last night. Did Frederic play at all?
He did.
Saw him over on the side. It looked like he was out of the game.
Well, it was like a game time decision or questionable or whatever those tags are.
Moten was in and out. I thought Moten was done.
Yeah.
He limping. Then I thought I saw him back in the game.
He did go back.
Hey, I give those guys credit. There's some teams in NFL the players don't do that. If they're out, they're out. Those guys want to win that national championship, and that's
a big game.
That's part of how you do it, right? That's part of the DNA for sure.
But that defense held up. That the only thing that stung you was that kicker. I mean, they got an NFL kicker on that team.
Oh my God,
that guy's got a leg, huh?
He's talking about he goes, the NFL can wait. Did you hear that? NFL can wait. I'm coming back for one more year, but you're gonna have to pay me. And by
hit
the way,
post twice.
Hit it, but the one he made from 59 was good from 70.
Yes, it was.
A little scary.
Mm-hmm.
A little scary how good. But he did hit it. Matter of fact, he hit it twice. One went in and one didn't quite get there. All right. Hey, Woody, man, we got a lot of good stuff, man. I hope everybody's feeling in a good mood because you've been through more than 20 years of hell with the Canes and probation and Mario has made promises and we're here. We're here. Give me 4 years. Give me 4 recruiting classes. Let me work the transfer portal, and I'll get it what it needs to look like. And Carson Beck, I was really happy for him last night, especially the way he played late in that game when he had to make some throws for first downs and penalties were going against them. Their guys jumped off sides a couple of times, still able to overcome it and get it done and run that clock right down to 18 seconds. Because I got to be honest with you, I don't know if that defense, if Ole Miss would have had Woody a minute and a half, I don't know. They were getting their mojo going pretty good at the end of that game. I'm glad we left them with only 18 seconds in that game. Hey, I want to talk to you about Chef. You know, Chef, who's Chef? I'm talking about Chef, the CEO of Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. And I want to let you know that, okay, so last year you got lucky. We didn't get hit with any big hurricane-related storms. That was nice. But, hey, man, it's right around the corner coming again. And I don't know how many years we're going to stay, lucky here in South Florida. But I do know this. You can protect your home with Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. Matter of fact, if you have an old leaky roof, replace your old roof now. You can pay later. Loctite Impact offers the highest quality roofing materials with lifetime warranty plus thousands of 5-star reviews. You can save big on their legendary state-of-the-art Impact windows and doors. Impact windows as low as $6 per window per month installed. That's helping you out. Don't wait for the next storm. You don't need to. Visit LoctiteImpact.com. Again, LoctiteImpact.com, or you can call 954-500-LOCK. They got a great staff ready to answer all your questions and get you started. They cover all of South Florida, ready to help you today. Protect your home with Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing.
and Miami has a 30-27 lead with 18 seconds to go in the game.
Toddy, the Hurricanes gonna potty. How about that, Miami fans?
Poyser and Thomas are back deep on the goal line. Mesidor and Bain are lined up on the same side. And here we go. Perhaps the final play of this Final Four. 6 seconds from going to the national championship. Snap. Chambliss drifts to his left. He lets it fly deep in the end zone. It is knocked away. Knocked away. Incomplete. No time left. No time left. Miami wins. Miami wins. Miami's going to the national championship, Don. We're going to the national championship.
Pack your bags.
At the end of the game.
Is it officially over in the desert this time? 23 years later, there are no flags, and Miami has won. Miami's going to the national championship. Carson Beck is your Hurricanes hero. Miami wins 31-27, and the Hurricanes will play for the national championship.
Mario Cristobal has kept his promise. He came home to take his Hurricanes to the national championship game, and he did it in 4 years. Promise delivered.
That was a fired up Joe Z and DBJ on the call last night. Great calls. And you heard the Carson Beck stuff. And, we haven't talked much about Carson Beck. Everybody's talked about, listen, nobody's been trashed coming to a new program more than Carson Beck. I can't remember anybody. I really can't. That's transferred to another school, and they nickname him, the Porsche or whatever kind of car, Ferrari. How's the Ferrari guy doing? And all these things that have popped up. And he got beat up. I thought Georgia trashed him going out the door. He had to overcome the arm, which didn't come around right away, and missed spring football and the whole thing. And then, everybody knows what he was making. He's one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the country. And the Canes believed in him, man. And he started believing in himself. And he told the story. And look, I think all that experience came through last night. I do. Late in that game, his experience and belief and the guys he has, that's why he's here right there. That's why, to make plays and do some of the things that he was able to do. And they, as well as they ran the ball, and they ran the ball, they were physical again, as everybody that's playing them right now is finding out. Oh, hell yeah, they're physical. That O-line is physical. But he also had to make some throws last night, especially late in that game, and he was able to do it. And then the run. Makes a cutback run. Nobody, when he cut it back, was over there. The whole Ole Miss defense is on the right side of that play. So anyway, really happy for Carson Beck. Listen, man, he's heard it all. Then remember, he was dating one of those sisters, and they were bad mouthing. I mean, and the guy just, okay, it didn't work out. I get it, and you're not happy, and everybody's got a thought. I don't know. I never know if I've ever seen a guy get blasted more than this guy leaving Georgia to come to Miami. I'm really happy for him. Listen, Georgia's sitting at home, and he's still playing, and I'm sure it feels pretty good for him too. He knows a lot of things were said about him when he left, and they got a nice quarterback at Georgia. That guy, he's a good player. But boy, I'll tell you what, this guy has really, really come through, and this is why they paid him what they paid him to come here for those moments, and that's why he's here.
Yeah,
thinking he was going to have a chance to do this, and now he's in a national championship game. So it's a hell of a story.
Whoever evaluates quarterbacks over there, I think they know what they're doing, huh? They're 2 for 2.
There's some good stories. There's some good stories behind that. And, we talked about Quinn Ewers and Quinn was on top of their list, and then he decided to turn pro.
Yeah.
Now he's ironically starting quarterback with the Dolphins. Carson Beck coming off the injury. It's a throwing arm. You're like, hell, is this thing going to be ready to go? And doctors had to evaluate it. And then, you're hoping he'd be back for spring. He wasn't back for spring. He ends up missing it. And you're like, oh, boy, this is is this going to be okay? And here he is, man.
It was okay.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing.
He was all
How about
right.
that?
Yeah, the whole gang got together, and it was it's a hell of a story. It really is. Yesterday, I got to tell you, folks, in sports here, this is a crazy day. First of all, Canes going to a national championship. You probably didn't think that when they lost 2 out of 3 games there during the middle part of that schedule, or a little bit past the midway point of that schedule.
It feels a little surreal, doesn't it? You felt in the beginning of the season that this was a team that could compete.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. They had to overcome a lot of things, though, that they've done this before. They've gotten off to really good starts.
Yeah, and then those conference games, man. Those
and
damn conference games.
One loss ended up being through the years 3 or 4 losses,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, God, here we are barely over 500.
Yeah, the Louisville game, and then you won, what was it, Stanford, and then you have the SMU game. It's like, well, they're destined for another one of those mid-December bowl games.
You were pretty healthy going into this game. I don't know where they are right now.
They're a little banged up, but I guess probably everyone is in this NFL schedule to playoff.
But it's obvious what everybody's been saying. They got a really good football team. Last night, the offense helped out the defense a little bit. Defense really dominated early, and then Ole Miss got it rolling pretty good. And again, I can't say it enough. The Canes defense, numbers look a lot different today. If they intercept, Woody, even if they drop 1 of the 4, and they just catch 3 out of 4, they had, and it's not a shot, it's just to the point of defensively, the fact they got their hands on it, they had some easy interceptions they dropped, where the ball's bobbled up in the air. I mean, it's just right there.
They landed in their lap.
Yeah. And they dropped all 4 of them. And so for, Herbie's going, man, this, and then he brings up, and they got 4 drops on defense, and they weren't great catches. I'm not saying it was, the guy he got his hand on it, but it was a tough play. No, those were 4 easy interceptions for those guys. And in some cases, there were 2 or 3 guys around the ball. When it bobbled up in the air, they were playing volleyball. So anyway, overcoming everything, the penalties and everything else, and find a way to win late in that game is what great teams do. And by the way, not only did they wipe out, what was that last drive, a little more than 3 minutes, 3:13, they wiped out all but 18 seconds and the timeouts and said, go get them.
Yeah, so Malachi scores too quickly. They go back down and score. They scored too quickly.
And
then Miami almost scored again too quickly. What were they, 19 seconds?
Yeah.
The way they moved the ball up quickly. So Chambliss had 3 picks on the season. He almost had 4 in that game. Or 4 drops.
He's a hell of a player. Don't get me wrong.
He's great.
He made some great runs last night.
So I think another big one, I told you this when I got in this morning, that running back, Lacey.
Getting hurt, pulling that hamstring a little bit.
That run that he broke, that was scary.
He slowed down on that run. I thought, man, it's kind of weird. He's slowing down a little early. And then you find out.
I didn't, sometimes they do that. They look up and they see that scoreboard.
No, but he came over,
and
then they got the injury report. So he pulled the hammy a little bit on that play.
That was a game-changing deal there too, right? That guy couldn't go. They were using him as a decoy the rest of the game, kind of. When he got back out there.
Well, listen, they got their passing game going. They did, and they got their tight end involved, and he caught the same pass, the corner route, like 3 times, and found a hole in the defense over there. And they were, hey, listen, they were trying to get a pass rush. I thought Ole Miss did a pretty good job pass protecting our guys after the start of the game. But hey, man, they find all these stats, good or bad, that I'm throwing out, time of possession. Hey, listen, Herb Street said it early, you feel like the Canes should be up 20 points in this game. And then you look at the numbers. They had 88 plays. They had time of possession, 41 minutes to 18 minutes and change. They hammered them. And they had 3 drives of 7 minutes or more. Woody, man, you sometimes just get one of those in a game. But it's not a quick scoring offense, not very much, not against these good teams especially. But they stick with it. 1 turnover was costly down. That was at least 3 points down there where they were that tipped away and got intercepted. But a lot of good numbers. Great on third down, 11 to 19 overall, really, really well. And yet I'm saying that, and they got shut out in the third quarter of that game before scoring 14 basically in the last 5 or 6 minutes of that game in the fourth quarter. So a lot of fun stuff to watch. And no matter what you're doing, and when things go against you, they didn't fold. When there's some bad penalties they had, and some of them were bad. Some of them on defense gave them fresh downs, late hits and high hits. And you go back and look at them. I got to be honest with you, most of those Canes penalties were penalties, man. I mean, whatever you want to say.
No, they got their money's worth on some of those hits.
Yeah. But they still find a way to win.
That's that one rough in the passer where he clubbed him across the face, gave him a nice clothesline.
Oh, God.
Oh, well.
All right. Yeah.
Got his money's worth.
The guys are gassed going, hey, can you not do that, man? We're trying to get off the field and not give them fresh downs, brother. Please help us. Please help us. Hey, by the way, the other news, of course, coming out yesterday, Mike McDaniel happened right after our show. I swear they must have been.
Do they do that intentionally?
I think they're waiting.
A lot of people were asking me that yesterday, and I don't know if they were half joking, but did they do that intentionally?
I don't know.
Do they know that, like, you've been a little hard on them the past few days?
Are you going to start that? I've been hard on them. They should be hard on themselves.
Well,
I
wasn't here. I was in Wake Forest. I heard that you were a little hard on them through the grapevine.
Omar.
It's just what people have been reporting back. I did wake up to a text in North Carolina from Omar.
Yeah.
He said you were a little rough on them.
I think
I don't know why you're being so hard on them. It's not like they deserve any of that,
I think
man.
I speak on behalf of a lot of Dolphin fans. I do.
I think they handled this thing really well. They let Mike kind of twist in the wind there and do that press conference and all that. they really handled it very, very well.
That is a strange one, and now they're coming out saying, well,
how much they loved them.
No,
they put up a stupid video on Twitter.
Did they?
Yeah, they put out a tribute video or whatever on Twitter. They suck, man. Like, if you're going to fire the guy, just fire him on Monday.
Did they really
Stop jerking everyone around?
They put out, what, a tribute?
It was a thank you, 35. And we love them, and it's just, man. Yeah. They're so tone deaf.
I don't think Mike's got a bad bone in his body. I really don't. But
I don't think anyone does.
Yeah.
But don't let him.
Don't
let him face the media.
They have some guys over there, without saying names, that have some bad bones in their body. And it's just a matter of time before I spit it out. Anyway, hey,
you're ready to explode, aren't you?
I just want to see us get our act together.
Like, maybe not making the coach go and answer these ridiculous questions from the media, and then he tells them that he's going to be involved in the search.
And then they go,
just fire the guy on Black Monday like every other team.
I know you're like the rest of people. Everybody like to go, was anything planned out here? And I don't know.
There's no way something happened in the last 3 days that they were like, oh, that's it. Now we can't keep them.
I will tell you, after that New England game, the way they got pounded in the third quarter again, a lot of people went, uh-oh, this is.
Yes. So fire them on Monday. Just be normal.
I don't even know, by the way. I know some of you are wondering. I don't know anything about this John Harbaugh. I know he's going to get a head coaching job and probably going to be the number one guy. Whether he's 63 or 64, it doesn't matter. He's done more winning than anybody else. I know he hadn't had a lot of success recently in the playoffs, but he's had some really good teams. And he's won a lot of games, a lot of regular season games. He's been the number one seed and lost early, but he's been the number one seed. And everybody's talking about, what do you think? There is a little relationship there, not necessarily with John, but Jim Harbaugh and being a Michigan head coach. And Stephen Ross, of course, is very involved in his school. So a lot of people thought that might give the Dolphins, a little bit of an in here. I think if it's down to money, we know that's not going to be an issue for Stephen Ross. If he needs to get the guy and it's about money, he's going to get it done. I'm afraid these guys, their job should be, before they take a job, to look and see what it looks like. See what kind of talent you have. How are you at the quarterback position? And there's clearly a whole bunch of teams that fired coaches that are in much better shape than we are with their roster. So, yeah, I'm kind of curious to see who ends up getting this. By the way, I saw an interesting name, Chris Shula, who went to school with my son at St. Thomas Aquinas, and he's defensive coordinator for the Rams. He's been part of that coaching staff for a while now. And he's one of those young names that everybody's talking about. Grandson to Don Shula, David Shula's son. And he's been great, loaded on that defense, and we'll see. By the way, they've got a big playoff game. I know we haven't talked about the playoff games, but it's fun, man. Two tomorrow, 4 on Sunday. So just grab your popcorn, your favorite beer, and kick back and enjoy yourself, because playoffs are going to be starting up. And then we got one tonight, man. We got the Friday night teaser. Indiana, Oregon, round 2. I have no idea.
Who do you like tonight?
Indiana.
Did you get your picks? They're 3.5-point favorites.
I like Indiana. I don't know.
I wonder what the spread would be on Miami, Indiana.
So I'll give you one.
Take into account it's a home game here.
What I don't know who would travel better for the people that care about that part of it, and hotel, people are going to be staying.
Oh, okay. I got you.
That side, the tourism side of it.
I'm guessing Indiana. I know that Indiana has a ton of alum down here, so.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know they got a quarterback that
they do.
It's a very popular kid, and he's related to half of Dade County.
Yeah, Indiana, Miami.
I've heard so many stories recently. More and more people go, I work with his aunt. I work with his first cousin. Oh, no, the Mendozas get together. There's like 1,000 of them in Dade County. They're all related. And I'm like, you're kidding. And then, hey, by the way, this kid, how about what he's got a chance to potentially do? I'm guessing it hadn't been done very often. I'm just guessing. Heisman Trophy, national championship, and first pick in the draft.
It's a good deal.
I'm guessing that hadn't happened very often. You think?
Be nice if he's the runner-up.
Did Joe Burrow win the Heisman?
That's a great question.
Joe Burrow did 2 of those,
right?
He won the championship at LSU.
He did.
He was the first overall pick. We know that. But that's a good one. There can't be too many people in that club, right?
It's a very elite club.
That's a hell of a club. From Columbus High School. Columbus High School's had a good year. Mario Cristobal went to Columbus. Everybody's happy in Columbus, man. Columbus High School, the priest over there, congratulations. Bless me, Father. You're doing a lot of things right over there, brothers. Hey, man, I want to talk to you about some serious stuff, man. Beverly's Jewelers, my jeweler for a long, long time. Hey, I want to let you know I got some great news. That was something I had no idea till I talked to Jeff and Amanda, father and daughter owners of Beverly's Jewelers for a long, long time now. They've got this stunning 3-carat certified lab-grown diamond, VVS Clarity, E-color set in a custom-made 14-karat gold engagement ring for just $3,999. I have been shocked on how many people have gone over there, ready to get engaged, looking for something that's beautiful, obviously on a tight budget, then you want something that's going to just knock her eyes out. Wait until you see this thing in person. Unbelievable. Again, just $3,999, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Think about that. 3-carat diamond ring for $3,999. The setting's beautiful. It is gorgeous. Hey, I want to let you know it's Beverly's Jewelers. Whether now the holiday season's over, you got an anniversary, you got birthdays coming up, Beverly's has a huge selection of diamond studs and tennis bracelets and fine jewelry. And listen, one of their specialties is a diamond engagement ring. And, man, we got something for everybody. We really do, that you're going to leave with a big smile on your face, and she is absolutely going to love it. Hey, by the way, and if you need some extra cash after the holiday season, Beverly's pays top dollar for your old gold, silver, and jewelry with immediate payment. Plus, enjoy interest-free financing, free gift wrapping, and a great staff to make sure you get exactly what you want. Visit Beverly's Jewelers in Fort Lauderdale. I don't know any other place to go the last 35 years. Or online to bevjewelers.com. Beverly's Jewelers, where South Florida gets engaged.
This hour of the Joe Rose Show
Miami Hurricanes football team, 31-27 comeback win last night on a last drive. Actually, 2 great drives at the end of the game, but the last drive to put them ahead and burned up most of the last couple of minutes, 18 seconds left, and threw a Hail Mary in the end zone. And that was it. Ball game, and the Canes are 13-2, coming back home to play in the national championship game in their home park. How about that? In their home stadium. How cool is that? That the Canes will get a chance to go back, their own locker room, the whole deal. Pretty
Someone's
cool.
got to use it for a playoff game.
Here.
Some point, right?
Well, listen, it's getting its money's worth now.
Yeah, sure.
Two playoff games there, man. 2 playoff games. Yeah. So anyway, we got that. We got the other thing. I don't know. I was told today could be the day or tomorrow that they find a general manager down to 4 names, and then from there, I mean, you got to get to work. That's got to get first because you got all these bowl games coming up. You got the Senior Bowl. When I say bowl game, Senior Bowl and East-West game, and start getting your guys their information. Are you going to keep these scouts? Are you going to get rid of them? You're bringing in your own guys. How many people will still be around? You got 25, 26 coaches under contract. I think a lot of them will end up there. Most of them are really good coaches. They've got 8 openings, and you know how this works. Your buddy gets a job, and he takes you. Your coordinator buddy gets a job, and he brings you with him. So a lot of those guys will get jobs. And then again, hey, they're under contract and probably won't let them out until they hire a coach because he said, hey, 4 or 5 of those guys are guys I've coached with. They're good coaches. So, yeah, that process might slow down on as far as getting rid of coaches right away. It's a cold, ugly business, man. And this is the bad part. And if you coach in places like the Jets and Cleveland and Miami every 4 years, this seems to happen a lot. So 8 head coaching jobs open. I know yesterday spent a lot of time talking about best jobs and worst jobs. Hey, listen, the best job is if you got some young talent, you got a young quarterback that looks like he's the future. And some of those jobs have that. Hey, that Baltimore job, I mean, I heard guys screaming at each other. Mike Florio will join us later. I don't think Mike thinks that Baltimore job's a very good job. That a lot of those guys have aged and not playing like they had the last couple years. They're on the downside, and I'm going, I don't know about that, but I got Lamar still there. That can't be bad for business, having Lamar Jackson as your quarterback. So got a lot of stuff going on here this morning as we continue on. A lot of interesting names out there that once the Dolphins do the GM search, then they'll start on the head coaching and see. And then Harbaugh's going to fall into this. It's going to be big news when John Harbaugh takes the job. I have no idea where he's going. Absolutely none. I trust Jeff Darlington because he knows a lot of people in the organization that tell him stuff. So if Jeff says, they haven't gotten a hold of Harbaugh yet, it's hard to imagine they haven't at least talked to his agent. I'm guessing most of those teams will talk. Everybody seems to think the Giants really want Harbaugh. And so we'll see. I don't think it'll be money. I expect Harbaugh's going to be one of the highest paid guys when this is said and done. The more teams that want you, the more money's going to be paid to these guys. And then all the young guys that are coordinators at some of these jobs, Seattle, Rams, those will be interesting. 49ers, they're saying Robert Saleh is going to get another job. That thing didn't go so well with the Jets, and he didn't look very good, but everybody's saying, well, it's not on him. It's the Jets are just dysfunctional. So I'm curious to see how many chances they get. And then, hey, Mike might have to make a decision. Mike McDaniel might have to make a decision between going to a bad team as a head coach, maybe gets another job. Don't laugh. Adam Gase went right from here to the Jets, picked up another, 4 or 5 years of they let him go, but he got paid. Let me tell you, I'll bet Adam ended up getting paid as a head coach, 8 or 9 years from contracts from here to the Jets as a head coach. A lot of money. Or does he say, I don't want to go to anything like that. I'd rather go be an offensive coordinator, still pays a lot of money. And I think Mike's going to have a lot of opportunities, go a lot of different places. A lot of teams not happy with their offenses. You can go to Washington. You can go to Tampa Bay. They let their guy go. Detroit let their guy go. And Mike, just to come in and run the offense, man, he might be the hottest name for offensive coordinator. There are going to be a bunch of jobs open, a bunch. So, yeah, we're kind of all curious to see. Hey, we've got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning. Chris Perkins, Sun Sentinel Dolphins columnist, is going to join us when we come back. We'll talk to him about all this talk, and we'll see how crazy the last few days have been for Perk covering this team like he does every day for the Sun Sentinel. McDonald's, I'm loving it on a Friday. Oh, my gosh. Right now on the McDonald's app, you can get a 69-cent hamburger or cheeseburger on Sundays and Wednesdays, or 99-cent six-piece chicken McNuggets on Mondays. Just download the McDonald's app, tap for great deals going on. Make sure your week, make it a little easier with deal days at McDonald's. That's what they do. Right now in the McDonald's app, you can grab a hamburger or cheeseburger, just 69 cents on Sundays and Wednesdays. Take advantage of it. Monday, you can snag a six-piece chicken McNugget for only 99 cents. McDonald's app deal days happening right now at McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
It is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood Highland. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale. One location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, toyotaofhollywood.com, Joe.
All right, Woody, we've got Chris Perkins, Sun Sentinel Dolphins columnist, been busy, had a couple of crazy days himself. Perk, good morning, and brothers, as I bring you in here today, were you surprised after everything and Mike talking about being involved and helping find the next GM, and the next thing you know, we find out after our show yesterday morning, he's out. Did that surprise you? You were. Yeah. Yeah, and you're right. It's just they're cleaning house. There's going to be a lot of new-looking faces around there. But I want to ask you your conspiracy theory, because everybody's trying to figure out. So now all of a sudden, a couple days later, Stephen Ross walks into his office and listens to him. They talk a little bit, and he goes, "Nah, I ain't feeling it anymore." Did somebody get in his ear? You know, some people think Troy Aikman was thinking about Monday Night Football and some of the things that happened late in that game. Or maybe his son-in-law said, "Hey, no, we can't do it this way. This is not a good way to do it." What would be your take on what probably happened?
On Mike McDaniel before the season finale, it's bizarre that it happened after Harbaugh's availability. That's what I'll say, Joe. But because everything else should have been decided before that, right? I mean, what could have tipped the scale after that season finale, or even after after Tua got benched? Everything should have been decided, right? I mean, that's when you should have known. Okay, Greer is out of the way, Tua is out of the way. Let's just get Mike out of the way and make the clean sweep. I don't know, aside from Harbaugh, what could have been the tipping point in this decision on the Thursday after Black Monday.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. So they're saying a lot of people are reporting that a GM could be in place today. Any idea of those four who looks like they're the front runner?
Well, I mean, we know that Chad Alexander has a relationship with Harbaugh, right? Chad Alexander,
we do.
Who was, the LA Chargers assistant GM, who was with the Jets, but was with the Ravens for 20 years before that. So aside from that, Joe, I don't know. And look, I don't know what the backup plan is. If Harbaugh is the target and if they don't get him, I don't know what the backup plan is here, Joe. I mean, I can understand the Dolphins saying we haven't contacted Harbaugh. How bad would it look, Joe, if they go after the other Harbaugh while they have a coach and they don't get him? Because they went after Jim Harbaugh when they had Tony Sperano and they didn't get Jim. If you go after John while you had Mike and you don't get this Harbaugh, you look really, really bad. So I just have a hard time believing that they have not contacted Harbaugh, which would be the connection to Chad Alexander being the new GM. But let's wait and see. Maybe we find something out today.
So Mike McDaniel, boy, after yesterday, he's in great shape to get, it looks like, one of a lot of different offensive coordinator jobs. You think there's a chance we're looking for 8 head coaches, that he gets one of those jobs, or you think it's back to being a coordinator?
You know, I would probably have Mike be a coordinator myself for a couple of years, but I wouldn't be surprised if he got a new job. I mean, look, Mike is not a bad head coach. He's just not a good head coach, if that makes sense. That he didn't ruin the Dolphins. He just didn't live up to expectations. And I think if he changed some things, the offensive system, be a little more run first, the player empowerment thing, be a little bit more of a leader as opposed to listening to players so much. If he tweaks a couple of things, I think Mike could really be an effective head coach. Again, I have nothing against Mike. I don't think anybody has anything personally against Mike. He's a good man. He's a good person. I just thought he was a little too nice and a little too hard-headed and stubborn in some ways.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. You sometimes I wonder. So if you could sit down with him, like, hey, what have you learned over 4 years from the way it started? It's an interesting topic. This thing about treating superstars differently than other players, and we now know Mike was guilty of the late guys that end up being the star players, some of them, and it might have affected other guys. But everybody says it goes on everywhere. I mean, hey man, I'm going to treat him a little different when he oversleeps compared to you because you're not as good, Joe. I mean, I get that, and I think it goes on most places. Do you agree?
Yeah. I think it goes on most places. What I found interesting was that Mike was the one who volunteered that information. After 2024 about players being late and I find them and it doesn't work. It's like, Mike, why are you publicizing this? This would have never gotten out. That's one of the things that I would tell Mike, and I'm sure he's been told, don't bring stuff like that up. That makes you look bad. That makes you look weak. But really, again, I think that Mike is going to be a much better coach at his second stop than he was here with the Dolphins. It's just I'm not sure that he's ready for that opportunity right now. I think another year or two as a coordinator and you kind of hone your player relation skills a little bit more. You hone being the adult in the room, not being a jackass. You don't have to do a 180, maybe a 90-degree turn, Joe. You can't go from one extreme to the other. And by the way, I hope the Dolphins don't do that with their head coach. Though you know how they went from Flo to McDaniel. I hope they don't go back to another Flo. So, but yeah, if Mike makes some adjustments, I think he will be a very effective head coach if and when he gets another opportunity.
Hey, so the other guy that we haven't talked much about is this Anthony Weaver, defensive coordinator. He's got some interviews. Boy, you look at the names. Could he have a shot? He's got a great personality. I mean, I could see he interviews really, really well for one of these jobs. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, definitely. His credentials with this defense can be called into question, but I don't think we've had a whole lot of help, and he didn't definitely get help early in training camp in the secondary.
Right.
That was kind of a piecemeal makeshift secondary. Joe, I wonder if the Dolphins are going to interview Weave. Wouldn't it be bizarre if they didn't? So I would think he would have to be on their list, and if he's not, it would be, that's interesting. Other teams want your defensive coordinator to be a head coach, and you don't. So I'm going to be watching for that also. That'll be interesting.
Hey, so the Tua thing, still here. He's gone, right? I mean,
yeah, he's going. He's going.
What's that thing he just told us? What was that thing he just dope? Yeah, he's dope.
It'd be dope. Yeah,
take his dope ass out of here. Is what I was hoping he'd do now.
So why are you turning that on Tua? Come on. You know what? It was.
What else can he say? He's giving you so much to write about, brother. What's left, Perk? Come on.
He has, Joe, and very few of it was good this season. I'm glad that that's Tua's attitude because the chances of him staying here.
I agree with you.
With no Tyreek and no Mike McDaniel, I couldn't imagine a new GM and a coach wanting to come here and you have to deal with Tua. So it's good that Tua recognizes the reality of the situation. Good luck to him, but I doubt that he goes into any camp this season as the starter. He'll probably have to go somewhere as a backup, and if he gets an opportunity through injury or whatever, see if he can take that starting job. You'll recall that's what Ryan Tannehill did twice, right? He came to the Dolphins as the number 3 when he got drafted behind David Garrard and Matt Moore. Garrard blows out his knee. They decide to go with the rookie over Matt Moore, so he starts here. Then he goes to Tennessee. Marcus Mariota is the starter. Mariota gets hurt. Tannehill takes over and never gives up the job. So I think that's probably going to have to be the route for Tua in the future here.
All right, so that's one part of it. The other part is we still got to find a franchise quarterback. Where do you stand on Quinn Ewers after watching him for 3 games?
Not good enough to be the starter. He can definitely come back and compete to be the starter, but I'm not opening training camp with Quinn Ewers penciled in as my starter. Here's what I hope, Joe, is that the culture change starts with the GM and then goes to the coach. They're not afraid of having competition at the quarterback position. In other words, they don't. If you can get a star stud quarterback who is clearly your starter, yeah, you can do that. But most likely, you're going to have you're picking from second tier guys. Don't force yourself to fall in love with somebody in the first round this year. If there's somebody that you love at quarterback in the first round, take them. But, Joe, you know what I said. Otherwise, just keep building the trenches like you built the last 2 years. That's really what I want to see with the GM and the coach is that, don't favor this quarterback thing that we saw from Philbin and Gase and McDaniel that, you've got this coach who's a quarterback whisperer. Try to do some hard work. Be a gritty team. Be the team that you were at the end of this year. Run first. Try to dominate the lines of scrimmage. Do the dirty work that's required in the NFL, not this pretty boy stuff, the deep passing game and the touchdown sellies and the social media and all that stuff. Be a up from the mud, gritty team. I think that's a better way to go about business.
So when fans – who they want to know. I mean, they're frustrated like we are. I'm just curious. What do you tell them when they go, hey, what are we going to look like next year? Well, I know we got all these draft picks. We got number 3 picks, 3 in the 3rd round. What do you tell them? Is it a complete rebuild? Is it a reset? What are you calling for next year, considering what the money situation is going to look like on the cap?
So I tell them this is the start of a new Dolphins era where we are a complete team like San Francisco, like Philly, like Detroit, where just like I just said, Joe, it's not all this pretty boy quarterback wide receiver system. We're tough on both sides of the line of scrimmage. We're going to dominate. We're going to play physical football. We're going to be in your face. We're going to have different ways to beat you. We can beat you with the deep pass. We can beat you with the run. We can beat you with our edge rushers, with our secondary. That's the type of team that I think Dolphins fans want. I think that this Mike McDaniel flash system was all good when you were scoring 70 points against bad teams. But the following week, you go up to Buffalo and you get blasted 48-20. Late in the season, you go to Baltimore, you get blasted 56-19. You don't need that kind of instability, Joe. You need a team that can win in all conditions against all opponents, home and road.
Yeah.
And that's what I would tell fans. That's the type of team that we're building. This is a new beginning.
It's funny. I saw the national guys really, especially at ESPN, hit that hard about the record in cold weather and your quarterback's record. We definitely have to get a quarterback that is weatherproof. I just that he can throw it in anything. The snow, the ice, whether it's New England's 20 degrees, the Buffalo Bills 20 degrees, the Jets, or Pittsburgh. That was a cold ass day. We got to get a guy who can throw it in all the different ways. I'm with you, and we got to get guys who can play in it that upgrade this roster too.
Yeah, and look, Joe, I'm not a big cold weather guy. I'm a bigger believer in beating the good teams. Mike was 5-22 against playoff teams. Think about that, 5-22, Joe. The cold weather thing, they were 1-6 in games against teams in cold weather games when it's 45 degrees or less. Mike McDaniel, that was his record, but 2 of those games are against Buffalo. 1 of those games is against Green Bay. These are teams that you weren't going to beat anyway. Yeah. You had 2 games against the Jets, and you went 1-1, including last year's finale and this year. But the Pittsburgh game this year, and the better team won those cold weather games. You didn't play anybody on your level except for those 2 games against the Jets. The other teams were better than you. They were playoff teams. You went 5-22 against playoff teams, Joe. You weren't beating those teams if it was September, 80 degrees at Hard Rock. That's just the way it goes. So, get a team that can compete with the top teams in the league. Then we can talk about winning in cold weather.
Perk, always great talking to you, man. I was aware of the fact you've been on this. All 3 of them need to go: the head coach, the quarterback, and the GM. And it's starting to look that way. Perk, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it.
All right, Joe. Hopefully the GM brings a new identity, man. Let's hope.
Can't wait to see what it's going to look like. Here we go, yep. Perk. Thank you, buddy. All right. Have a good weekend. Chris Perkins, Sun Sentinel Dolphins columnist, joining us this morning as we jump into this 8 o'clock hour. I do want to take a second when our players get injured. A lot of our athletes get injured. Sure is nice to have one of the top sports medicine programs in the country right here in our backyard. Baptist Health South Florida, thank you, has put together an all-star lineup of not only great facilities to go to, but some of the top specialists in the country. That's how you become a top 50 sports medicine program. You go out and you get all these specialists for the knee, the shoulder, the foot and ankle, hand specialists, back specialists, hip and knee replacement doctors. They're busy these days. And the Achilles. Everybody's popping that Achilles these days. Hey, and people always ask me, where do the pros go? I go, well, enter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, and the Dolphins. All use a great doctors at Baptist Health South Florida, team doctors, as well as the specialists, the guys that will do all the surgeries. But, man, it's really for everybody. That's what makes it so great. High school, college, professional athletes, and all the rest of us that probably as we get older are still way too competitive. But, hey, that's the way we are. And when you got great facilities and great doctors, who cares? We're going to get you healthy, man. That's what they do. Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium next to the training facility, and 595 in Pine Island in Plantation. All you have to do is visit baptisthealth.net/ortho today.
3773.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your price either at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. Starting with the Hurricanes, who beat Ole Miss in the Fiesta Bowl 31-27. Carson Beck engineered a 15-play, 75-yard game-winning drive, which he finished with a 3-yard rushing touchdown. Miami will play the winner of Oregon and Indiana for the national championship on January 19th at Hard Rock Stadium. Over to the Heat, who had their game in Chicago canceled after they couldn't get the court dry. The game will be rescheduled. Next up, the Heat will head to Indiana tomorrow night. To the Panthers, who fell to Montreal 6-2. The Cats will now head to Ottawa tomorrow night. And to the Dolphins, who after 4 days of waiting, fired head coach Mike McDaniel. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
Second down and 11. Ball at the Ole Miss 36. Off the right hash mark. Miami moving left to right. Beck takes. Fires over to Tony for a bubble screen. Tony searches for the 30-yard line. Tony to the 25. Here we go. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. He's in to the end zone. Touchdown, Malachi Tony. 36 breathtaking yards. Puts Miami in front with 5:04 to go in the game. Miami 23, Ole Miss 19. 36 magical Malachi Tony yards for the Miami lead with 5:04 to go.
Toddy, you can't stop nobody. Malachi Tony with the play of the day.
Marty Brown to the right shoulder of Beck. 3 receivers left. Beck holds his hands out, takes, drops, looks, looked, wants to throw. He's going to run. Carson Beck into the end zone. He runs it in over the left side. Carson Beck takes it in for a Miami touchdown. Miami touchdown for Carson Beck. Is that the winning moment? It's a 3-yard touchdown for Carson Beck. And Miami has a 30-27 lead with 18 seconds to go in the game.
Toddy, the Hurricanes gonna potty. How about that, Miami fans?
Poyser and Thomas are back deep on the goal line. Mesidor and Bain are lined up on the same side. And here we go. Perhaps the final play of this Final Four. 6 seconds from going to the national championship. Snap. Chambliss drifts to his left. He lets it fly deep in the end zone. It is knocked away. Incomplete. No time left. Miami wins. Miami's going to the national championship, Don. We're going to the national championship.
Pack your bags.
At the end of the game. Is it officially over in the desert this time? 23 years later, there are no flags, and Miami has won. Miami's going to the national championship. Carson Beck is your Hurricanes hero. Miami wins 31-27, and the Hurricanes will play for the national championship.
Mario Cristobal has kept his promise. He came home to take his Hurricanes to the national championship game, and he did it in 4 years. Promise delivered.
That pretty much says it all right there. Josie and Don Bailey Jr., 4 years, and find themselves not only getting in the playoffs, but now going to the national championship game, which, by the way, happens to be right here at Hard Rock Stadium. And then on top of that, how about Josie getting a little history lesson in there, too? No flags this time. No flags.
Well, I think he jumped the gun the last time, 20-something years ago.
Well, we all
had to make sure. Hey, man, those Ole Miss fans were not happy about that play, but could you imagine you throw a flag on that?
Well,
I mean, come on, man.
Listen.
First of all, I don't think the ball was catchable. He threw that so far towards the back of the end zone. It was a terrible throw. But if they would have thrown a flag there, you give him 15 yards, let him try that again. I mean, are you kidding?
Short of just taking a guy and throwing him down before.
They were both pushing.
As long as that, I thought the TV official and Herbstreit did a great job of explaining, like, look at, man, they're pushing and shoving. It's a Hail Mary. It's a desperate play, short, again, of ripping the guy's face mask off or doing something, punching the guy in the face. You're just not going to call anything in. That's crazy. I don't care. Just don't call it. They don't call it. Everybody knows it's a desperate play. It's it. So it was the right thing not to call that last night. And listen, the Canes had their share of penalties. They didn't need to get another one. 10 of them last night. And
they got their money's worth on some of them.
Boy, they did too.
That clothesline,
the late hit by the defensive tackle. Was that Blade that hit him? Came in.
Yes, it was. When the running back was already down for like 5 seconds.
He was so tired. He goes, "I'm just going to hit you."
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, there were some of those, and by the way, they had some too, like the face mask. They were screaming, and then they run it back, and he's got his face ripped around. The hand in the face mask there, ripping it to the side where the guy can't make the play.
They're showing it now. The last play.
Yeah, I hope they're not making it.
They are. Look at, but like Joe, look at where the ball lands. Do you really think that guy could have caught that, got a foot down, even if nobody was there? Come on,
they're at that game. And was there pass interference on a final play? And any of these guys have been in this game forever, college or pro, or both, are saying they got to call that. They're really stupid. They really are. It's a dumb thing to even. It's not. It shouldn't even be debate. I didn't even put it down today. There was nothing to debate.
If they throw a late flag there, there's a chance Joe Zagacki would have died.
Ole Miss, get a stop. Get a stop.
Josie might have not made it out of there alive.
Yeah,
I mean, look at where the ball lands. Why are they showing this 100 times?
I don't
know. The ball lands 3 yards on outside the end zone.
No, listen, if it's clean, he's probably got a chance at the end. But again, it's you got a zillion guys in the, you got guy from the middle coming over. One guy kind of gave up on it. You got the guy running with him down the sideline. If that's the best
pass interference on the final play, that's what they're debating.
If that's
the
best they can do, it's just a bunch of bull crap. It's so weak. Like ESPN's better than that. They really are. They're better. Again, just whatever. Listen, man, there's a lot of stuff you could, you want to get into things. And hey, the Canes had a chance to really run out early in this game and take advantage of it. They got off to another great start. And on both sides, 3 and outs by their defense and offensively moving the ball with this running game and throwing a couple of short passes in there. And they didn't take advantage of. And then all of a sudden, it was a great game, though. I'm sitting back. If I'm just watching that game.
It was a fantastic game.
It was a great game to watch.
I'm guessing they did NFL numbers, by the way, on the ratings.
I don't know. I'm not.
That had to be big.
Not worried about that. I just said it was a great game to watch. Fourth quarter drives by both teams. Then it looks like, hey, the Canes could be in trouble, and they threw the ball down the field, man. Carson Beck, including that last takeoff run, great, to what even made them. They were as shocked as anybody to see Carson Beck take off and run for that touchdown, and there's nobody around him.
He's been running a little bit though in these playoffs, man.
Yes,
he
actually
taking the hits he needed to take.
He actually took off and ran and set up a second and short or a third and short situation, which most of those they had success with. 11 and 19, by the way, on third down. But the Canes did a lot of things. Like they ran 88 plays. I can't remember last time I heard a Hurricanes team going 88 plays. Time of possession, almost 41 and a half minutes compared to 18 and a half for Ole Miss. They had 3 drives over 7. That's Canes football right there. They had 13 plays, 7.5 minutes, 15 plays, a little more than 7.5 minutes, 13 plays, 7.5 minutes. They had some long, long drives chewing up time, which, the thought is while you're wearing them out, your defense is getting a nice break, a nice long break. And then, with that 11 and 19 on third down, you'll take that every day of the week. You're over 50% on third down. You'll take it, especially against good competition like they were playing last night. It's good. That
was a hell of a team they beat last night.
It was.
I thought that was a really good team. They played with a real chip on their shoulder.
Canes,
that was a good win.
A lot of good numbers. And,
the other nice part of it, too, is that mutant Lane Kiffin doesn't get any more money.
I wasn't even thinking.
So that's kind of a nice little wrinkle to the whole thing.
I wasn't even thinking about him last night. Hey, man, I said Ole Miss kind of a likable team without Lane Kiffin there.
Yeah, because he's,
it's just
likable.
It was just a weird deal before you're taking shots at him at LSU. It's just, it's just awkward that Charlie Weiss Jr. sitting there calling plays. Some of the other guys have been there the week before. He said they had to come back, no more. And then somebody said this, it's true. He really thought Ole Miss was going to be out of this thing by now, so he didn't think he's going to have to give his coaches back. And so now, boy, who came out and ripped Lane Kiffin? Speaking of that, Jimbo Fisher ripped.
Really?
Oh, my God. Jimbo Fisher went after him. I think Jimbo's trying to get back in the game again, but what
did his buyout run out or something?
No. I think he's getting paid a long time. He's getting some of that A&M oil money.
It'd take a few lifetimes to spend all that money.
Yeah, that'd be a hard one to spend.
Someone said if pass interference was still called on the text line here, they'd still have to score on the next play. That is true, too. And they wouldn't get the ball on the 1. It's not a spot foul.
That's a good point.
Right? So they were at the 35, so they would have been at the 20.
NFL, that thing would have been right.
Well, they had a play earlier. Miami got a long pass interference on one of the previous drives, and it was a 15-yard penalty. So that's how it works.
I just don't seriously, like, if you watch that game and you got up this morning, whether you like Ole Miss, you love college football, you love the Canes, I would think this would be the last thing that anybody would even be thinking about it. I wasn't even thinking about it at the end of the game. I'm just used to being grabbed and mugged when I tried to jump up, and
yeah, but if you were in where Crapville, Mississippi, wherever those guys are from, you would be but you would be upset about it today if you were them. If you were on sports radio there, you'd probably be complaining.
Get a stop at the end of the game. Get a stop.
But you'd be complaining. We'd be complaining about it.
No, we would not. You can't complain about that.
I would.
Well, you haven't been out there in that situation. I'm telling you, very seldom is it clean in there when a whole bunch of guys are going for the ball.
I complain about
it's
something.
a desperate play.
A lot of good text coming in here, by the way, Joe. Someone said that should have been a catch on the sideline by Malachi Tony. He got the toe first. What a catch. I know, but that was the catch of the game.
That was an unbelievable catch.
One of the better catches
By the
I've
way,
ever
if that
seen.
would have been one of the catches you'd see 200 times today.
Yeah.
He is unbelievable. The Malachi crush that TV has is earned. He's now like over 100 catches, by the way, in his now it's an NFL season.
Imagine how good he's going to be in like 2 years.
He can't get much better. You see him blocking guys.
I don't know about that.
They talk about his blocking as much as they talk about everything else he does.
Yeah, but he's going to get bigger and stronger. Right?
He is.
I mean, you would think
he's
young.
He didn't act like a 17-year-old. And he's not acting like an 18-year-old right now either. Just by the way, his story though, the whole thing with the story and everybody having fun with it, and everything else with this team, man. It's just they just came together at the right time. This defense, the coordinators are absolutely zoned in on everything this team can do on both sides of the football. And it was fun to watch. And for a third straight playoff game, they score late to either, go up 2 scores or to put the game away. And they played 3 really good teams, a Big Ten team and 2 SEC teams.
Texter points out the SEC is officially done.
That's it.
Too bad.
Yeah.
They said their commission is going to complain. He wants 9 teams.
Yeah, he's going to want 9 now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He said bring Jimbo to FAU. You brought up Jimbo. FAU looking for a coach.
You got to look for that sound. It was beautiful. If you don't like Lane Kiffin, you're going to love what he had to say yesterday.
Do you think anyone likes Lane Kiffin?
Yeah, the people at LSU. He's there.
Huh. I suppose.
This hasn't been a good look for him, though. It really hasn't been a good look. Like,
it hasn't been a good run for him. No.
Nationally, people are going, really? Now, like, you let them, like, which coaches get to go this week? It is, they don't have a full coaching staff. They got guys that, had to take a bigger role, and they look well coached. I give them credit. They had a couple breakdowns defensively, but they look pretty well coached in this game.
This is an interesting text here, Joe, from 239. Can Carson Beck improve his draft status with a win over whoever they play here, Indiana or Oregon?
We have had
no idea.
Many discussions about Carson Beck, the quarterback. I think he'll get drafted.
I don't think he's a high pick.
I don't think he's a high pick either. But I think all these moments that he has in
I do think the thing that's really helping him, though, is people are finally starting to see that he's actually a high character guy, and he's not the guy that like everyone makes him out to be.
I hope they don't hold it against him that he usually has 9 seconds to hold the ball back there and roll.
Yeah. You're saying they don't have pockets like
I'm just
that in the
saying that
NFL?
pass protection. There's not
That's pretty good.
every guy's ever played quarterback's going, man, I'll tell you what, I'd love to have that pass protection. That's how you have a chance right there with that group.
So it says, what is Notre Dame saying today? Yeah, quiet over there, I guess.
All right, if we look back, I think we'd all agree they should have been in, right?
Notre Dame?
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't care either, but nobody.
Too bad.
Yeah. Hey, Notre Dame's not beating that Miami team right now either. They're just not.
I have some very good news.
What do you have?
I've just been told that Mario Cristobal will join the show at 9:30.
That's great.
I'm breaking that to you right now.
Mario Cristobal.
I've just gotten the official word.
Is that 3 hours difference or 2 hours difference?
I want to say 2.
All right.
Those guys got to sleep real late. So Cam was texting me at 3:30 our time. I didn't sleep last night. I pulled the all-nighter.
Not me. I was asleep by 1.
For what? For an hour?
2 hours.
Yeah.
I got
That's
it till 3. Jumped in that shower to wake up a little bit. The old body doesn't work like the younger body. I know that.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep after all that, man.
No, that's a hard one. How many people watch that game, especially if you're a Canes fan? How do you go right to sleep? My wife goes, you need to turn that off, man. You're going to have trouble getting up. And I said, not till I see the interviews, because I knew they were going to, interview Mario and some of the players. It was great last night. Hey, man, it was just a fun night, and go back and show highlights. It was a lot of good stuff. All right, we got to go to break, man. We got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning. We're a little bit late here, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a moment.
The Panthers here.
The Panthers are in
national championship, young man?
It feels real good, don't it? Feels real good to be a Cane, baby. I'm so proud of this team. I'm so thankful for all these fans, man. This is who we do it for, man. The whole city. We got y'all on our back, baby. Go Canes.
Boy, the confidence, talent, the whole deal, man, comes together, and the Canes, boy, what a story. Talk about great stories here in town. Where the Canes have been the last couple of decades to what has happened with this team coming together. Everybody's got a little different thought on when it finally happened over those last 4 games that in the regular season. And of course, the wins early in the season against Notre Dame and Florida State. But they're playing different level right now. And last night, they didn't run it on that last drive. Carson Beck ran a 2-minute drill and was throwing it and getting enough to get first downs, made some good throws, got some good pass protection, and everything worked out, man. Ran it down to 18 seconds, not on purpose, but takes off and runs for the winning touchdown on another long drive for this team. So many great stories. So we got a lot of stuff coming out, a lot of people. The Malachi Tony, man, is it's funny. They got a lot of really good players. They got guys going in the first round. They're going to have, I'm guessing 4 or 5 guys get drafted on this team. There's a few guys really good you hope will come back that might turn pro. But there's no question. When you get a guy that was 17 for part of this season, graduated early from American Heritage Plantation, now he's 18. He just, again last night, 36-yard touchdown, the touchdown before, to put him back out in front, only to lose the lead again. But the burst and the just everything he does is just incredible. And we were just talking about, everybody's going to be talking about today, the best catch that wasn't a catch because he was out of bounds. That's going to be the play that a lot of people are going to talk about. If that was a catch in the game, that would have been a catch. And he was out. He was out of bounds. It was the right call. That's one of the greatest catches you're ever going to see. I mean, he just does things, and his confidence, whether he's catching a punt, the ball hits the ground and it's one hops, and he's got guys around him. He doesn't run. He's trying to catch the ball. And I was warned about him from all the folks at American Heritage Plantation. They're laughing, going, well, we knew this before. The guy that was a wide receiver turned quarterback when Bell went down, and they go out and win a state championship. It's just one of the great stories, that everybody loves to talk about, all the things he can do. And he's just a true freshman, man, just incredible. And you got some great performances last night. Obviously, it's a huge team win, but you look at the receiver play last night and getting another guy to step up and make some great plays. Mark Fletcher again. By the way, Keelan Marion is the guy I'm talking about. 7 catches, 114 yards, some big catches late. And then Mark Fletcher, 22 carries, 133 yards, over 100 yards in all 3 of these games. And Brown comes in at almost the same weight. And he's another guy after, contact gets a lot of yards, man. 14 for 54 for him last night. And they ran the ball, and they ran it well. And then with that, Carson Beck, this is why you brought him in, for some of the throws he made in that drive.
Some big-time throws, man. You can call him a game manager if you want, but he made some big throws there.
Listen, I don't know where he's going.
I think game manager is a compliment. It just means you don't blow the game. But
no, people don't like players.
I know.
NFL guys
That's
don't
fine.
want to be called game manager.
Yeah,
Carson Beck.
Our pro team would kill for a game manager.
Carson Beck is an interesting one, because I get asked all the time, hey, do you know if they're saying what are they saying about Carson Beck, where he might go in the draft? I have no idea. I don't.
You're out of the evaluating quarterbacks business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last one I would have liked would have been Justin Herbert. That would have been.
Yeah, and you. Well, I guess you would have been okay on that one. Somebody reminded me of this stat here, Joe, 727, that Miami has more wins against SEC teams than the Florida Gators did this season. That is true.
What is that? Three, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that is more than the Gators did. So that is a true
Somebody somehow got a jab, and we're getting jabs in on different people while we're talking about all the good things the Canes are doing. So we're talking about now the Gators. Would they have 2 wins in it?
Yeah.
They beat Texas. Can't remember who else they beat.
Maybe it was one. I don't know. Who cares?
Hey, man,
they got their coach from the Division II guy.
And by the way, the other guy, and Mario Cristobal and Mike Florio will join us coming up in 9 o'clock hour. We're going to get Coach up here from Arizona before they take off this morning and head back, and we'll talk to him a little bit about that game last night. I'm guessing he didn't sleep a lot.
Probably not. No, I didn't.
Most of your fan base down here didn't sleep a lot last night. At least I didn't have any alcohol.
I got to tell you, though, man, you met my buddies the other night. I got a bunch of FSU guys in my life, and they are not taking this well. They're having a really tough time dealing with this. What do you think? This is tough, man. I've, almost feel bad for them, but, I mean, I don't. But it's a tough day to be an FSU graduate.
My thing is not about everybody else. It's just, I don't know. It's not about anybody else that plays a professional level.
You need
today.
to meet my friend Brian Monroe. He is he's the number one. He loves to.
He
rub
can
it
hold
in.
it. No, he does.
He holds an FSU grudge worse than anyone I know.
But
it's just a tough day for those people. Understandably so.
Listen,
Mario's
got it rolling right now in a big way, and it's the way he talks. He likes big guys. He likes to be physical. And that's what they've been able to do. It's been great, by the way, for the ACC. They always kind of so much talk about the
no, not really, because I think the Canes get to keep all the money.
They don't get to keep all the money.
Because those losers sued, and I think they changed the rules or something. So now Miami gets to keep all the money.
They don't get to keep all of it. Don't they get to keep a
$20
lot
or something?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what the amount is, but don't they divide money up still in these conferences?
I don't think so. From what I was reading yesterday, they don't have to divide it.
Well,
so FSU will get 0.
There's another guy, too, that I want to give a shout-out to here, no matter what happens. That now we know the Canes going to be a national championship, and they'll either play Indiana or Oregon. And it's the president of the University of Miami, Joe Echeverria, and what he's done. I didn't see him last night. Did you?
I did. He was on the podium.
Okay.
But he's off to the side. He doesn't want the spotlight, but he was on the podium there, and I feel so great for him, man.
He
puts in a lot of that work. That's awesome.
He got the message when it came out, like, look, if we're going to do football, we got to do football, or we're going to get left behind. That means we got to pay coaches. That means we got to have better facilities. All those things that, hell, they were political campaigns running against people. Don and Shalala ruined sports at UM.
There won't be one of those for the big horse.
No. And he's a total package, man. He comes out in a suit. He's out there watching practice. And let me tell you, he's got a big health system to take care of right off 95 there. You've seen it. It goes on forever. He's got a top-notch academic school. And he's got a proud alumni base right now. And a lot of people that didn't go to school there that just fans from being down here for a long time. I don't know what the breakdown is of those people. But, when UM's good, a lot of people like to jump on the bandwagon. And I don't blame them.
He's got that basketball program rolling too, man.
Hey, I can't wait. That's on deck. That's on deck. Give
it another week or so. I know football will be over by then, and he's got that thing rolling too.
But anyway, good for Joe to come back to school he went to many, many years ago. I think he's about ready to retire. A lot of the alumni and board of trustees said, hey, Joe, we need your help. We need to get some things turned around here. The school's not where it needs to be overall. And this guy is, and if you ever meet him, if you're ever around him, he's good people. He's real good people. Can't say enough. We've got to go to break here. We got a lot of other stuff going on. And Mike McDaniel, a little bit of a surprise yesterday after the show that he is out as a Dolphins head coach. Didn't seem like that a couple days before when talking about interviews and help them if they need anything and all that. It just sounded like a guy that had been told he was going to be back. But
how do you think they fired him? Do you think they called him, or did they bring him in and hey, Mike?
I think Stephen Ross went in.
I know we were going to have you in on the GM thing here.
I told you Stephen Ross came in and talked to him.
Well, I know they talked on Tuesday. right? Wasn't that what they said? They talked on Tuesday?
No, it wasn't Tua the meeting on Tuesday. That's when that was.
That was the Tua Tuesday?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
that meeting, which, by the way, I'd rather been in that meeting to hear that one.
Why didn't they fire Tua?
That's coming. Hey, we got to go to break.
Can't
here.
wait for that one.
We got a lot more stuff to get to. Boy, you're on a roll here today. There's some hatred in you today. You're
No
getting
sleep.
after people. Okay.
No sleep.
No sleep. We've got Mike Florio going to join us coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, as well as the winning coach last night. Mario Cristobal will join us later on in the 9 o'clock hour as well. Hey, it's the start of the new year, man. Are you ready to get a Chevy ride, huh? Chevy's been making and keeping a promise to America for over 100 years. We build dependable trucks for the most dependable people. Hard work is in our DNA, same as you. Chevy trucks can do it all and never ask you to compromise. You can count on power and efficiency, dependability and capability, innovation, and over a century of truck knowledge that makes them as good a truck as you're going to get. Hey, it's your choice. There is Chevy truck to meet your need, though. I know that. Midsize, full-size, or heavy-duty trucks built for early starts and long weekends. Chevy trucks are as capable and dependable as the people who drive them. Chevy's been making and keeping a promise to America for over 100 years. We build dependable trucks for the most dependable people. Drive Chevrolet, built to handle all your needs from the busy work week to your weekend adventures. Remember, start your drive with Chevrolet. Visit your local South Florida Chevy dealers today. Together, let's drive.
WQA.
championship game, man.
That was not supposed to happen. We'll take it. What a great moment.
Somebody said ESPN keeps calling it a controversial ending.
Oh, my God.
Whatever.
Stop it.
Kiss my ass, ESPN, with your SEC crap.
They got to come up with some new topics. That was a great game. Those guys go, hey, man, this one of the best playoff games we've had since we started this whole thing. Like stop. Stop worrying about a Hail Mary. Get educated on the Hail Mary a little bit. Herbstreit did a great job with it. Those guys did a great job covering. They brought in the official.
If it was the other way around, I'd like to see what the narrative is on ESPN.
I don't think I just don't. The game wasn't about.
That's all right. Most of their shows are tough to watch anyway.
There you go.
Really quick though, Joe.
Your jabs are great today. You got a lot of good jabs.
I'm absolutely exhausted. Let's make someone's day even better here.
Well, you got tickets to the game you're giving away?
Yes, I have national championship tickets that you're paying for that I'm going to give away right now.
What do you have?
We have Heat tickets.
All right. What game?
January 13th, and I don't think the Heat will have the same issues they had last night. I do believe the court at the Kaseya Center will be dry. Could you imagine? You live in Chicago and you drive through the cold. And
I flipped it over at halftime.
What a joke.
I go, what's the delay? What?
Yeah.
I looked to see if the game, did I miss the night? Was it a Friday night and the third? No.
You know what? Weird. I felt bad for Solana for some reason because he was like sitting here waiting for the game to start.
You're such an asshole.
Does he get, like, I assume he gets paid for it.
I don't know. Why don't you ask him? So you getting paid for sitting here and not doing a game last night? I don't know.
Well, no, maybe he still did have to do it. It was a long pregame.
You're such a.
It was a 3-hour pregame.
You're a real jerky.
Yeah.
You really are. You're a real. That was totally a shot.
It wasn't a shot. I genuinely felt bad for him.
What caller? What are you doing here for those?
I don't know.
Why don't you do 3? Caller 3. 3 wins in the playoffs so far.
All right. There you go. 305-567-0560.
And give it to the Heat where it's good news. You don't have to take a shot at them.
I'm taking a shot at anyone.
Taking shots at everybody.
Well, this ESPN's, I mean, look at this. They're still doing it. Are they serious with this?
Yeah, now is enough's enough.
I have no idea who that is that's speaking on television right now, but why?
There's a lot of topics. How about if you're getting burned out on the game already, how about just doing the games coming up?
The NFL games?
Or which are the hot head coaches for the 8 open jobs or the GM jobs? Or
that's really the only takeaway they have from this game?
It's weak.
They've been doing it all morning.
It is really weak. Of course, they slow it down and they can see, it's a friggin' Hail Mary.
I don't think the ball was catchable.
That was catchable. I disagree. It was catchable if he keeps running down the sideline. Yeah, it was in the back.
Join ESPN and
I'm not joining it. It's not that. It's just that you stop it.
Now they're asking, will not coaching Ole Miss in the college football playoff be a stain on Lane Kiffin's legacy?
I like that topic better.
You like that one better?
Yeah, he gets all his coaches back. He's actually happy. He made a little money for winning those games, and now he gets his coaching staff back.
I think Lane needs to worry about staining his legacy.
He goes, come on, we got this transfer portal. Let's get going. We got to get going. The whole thing's over with those guys. I'm wondering how many guys from Ole Miss that haven't been telling the truth are going to go with Lane to LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Any? Does he get any of them?
What a bunch of hacks.
That's right. Don't worry about that. What do you get a win and you're looking.
I know.
No, you're being a
well,
bitch.
The texters are driving
because here's the deal. So the deal is this: like they won. The Canes won the game. There's nothing going to change. No topic about a Hail Mary at the end of the game is going to change it. They won. They won the game. And by the way, hey, they had 10 penalties. Secondary dropped 4 easy interceptions. Hell, one was going to be a pick 6. And they're able to overcome all that stuff. Strong running game. Great finish by the offense. Great finish. Last 2 drives, get that 14 points, and that's the difference in the game last night, and do just enough defensively at the end of the game. But, yeah, I'm not going to sit and talk about a 35-yard from the 35-yard line, a friggin' Hail Mary. Just and If you've ever been on that team, you know that's walking past interference on the Hail Mary. It is everybody pushing and shoving, knowing it's the most desperate play there is outside of an onside kick.
Ronald in Hollywood just took the
Good
tickets,
way to
by
go,
the way.
Ronald. All right. Congratulations. That's good to know. We got that done, and we've got a lot of stuff. We got to get all caught up here. This 9 o'clock hour is coming up, and we have Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk. We'll get into open jobs and Harbaugh and Mike McDaniel and all that stuff. And then we're going to get a call from Arizona as Mario Cristobal is going to join us and see if he's still a little jacked up here this morning, but got some great performances. And his team is tough. Looked like they were losing guys. And he talked about the flu they had after the game. I didn't know. He said,
You know that's going around in Florida like really badly right now.
I do know that.
It's called the super flu.
I don't know.
Did you know that?
Dave Hyde hacked on me for 2 days, so I knew.
He had the super flu and he came in here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
and he tried
terrible.
to see how I would do with the super flu, and I'm hanging in there.
So far, so good?
You know, last time I went to California, I was sick as a dog, and I stayed sick the whole friggin' time.
Really? Well, you got to take. There's like a pre-flu medicine you can take.
What is it called?
Tamiflu.
Sound like you said Tannehill. What'd
Yeah.
you say?
Tamiflu.
Oh, Tamiflu. All right, Woody. we got more stuff to get to.
You got to call your local doctor though, I think, to get that.
I got a doctor.
Sure you do.
I don't want to say his name, but I got a doctor. Hey, I have a good friend, too, named Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage, who's got an amazing offer. It's called the Hometown Heroes Program. He's helping first responders such as law enforcement, healthcare professionals, educators, firefighters, military vets with up to $35,000 in closing costs and down payment assistance with low fixed rates and no prepaid penalties. This guy is doing it all, man. He really is. No prepaid penalty. Give Michael a call. You can either call or text him if this sounds like something that might really, really help you out, because you're going to love Michael Kotze. 30 years of experience. The guy works 7 days a week. He's always rated. I tell everybody, man, go to Google reviews on the web, Choice Mortgage reviews. There's a reason so many people in South Florida using Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. Again, that's 561-441-2730. Call or text him, 561-441-2730, and learn more about the Hometown Heroes program and how Michael Kotze can help you get a mortgage quickly with the best rates. That's what he's all about, always has been. The man works 7 days a week, 561-441-2730, MLS 166254, rates and terms, subject to change, daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender.
less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. Starting with the Hurricanes, who beat Ole Miss in the Fiesta Bowl 31-27. Carson Beck engineered a 15-play, 75-yard game-winning drive, which he finished with a 3-yard rushing touchdown. Miami will play the winner of Oregon and Indiana for the national championship on January 19th at Hard Rock Stadium. Over to the Heat, who had their game in Chicago canceled after they couldn't get the court dry. The game will be rescheduled. Next up, the Heat will head to Indiana tomorrow night. To the Panthers, who fell to Montreal 6-2. The Cats will now head to Ottawa tomorrow night. And the Dolphins fired coach Mike McDaniel after 4 days of waiting. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
Second down and 11. Ball at the Ole Miss 36. Off the right hash mark. Miami moving left to right. Beck takes. Fires over to Tony for a bubble screen. Tony strips to the 30-yard line. Tony to the 25. Here we go. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. He's in to the end zone. Touchdown, Malachi Tony. 36 breathtaking yards. Puts Miami in front with 5:04 to go in the game. Miami 23, Ole Miss 19. 36 magical Malachi Tony yards for the Miami lead with 5:04 to go.
Toddy, you can't stop nobody. Malachi Tony with the play of the day.
Marty Brown to the right shoulder of Beck. 3 receivers left. Beck holds his hands out, takes, drops, looks, looked. Wants to throw. Going to run. That's it. Open field. Carson Beck into the end zone. He runs it in over the left side. Carson Beck takes it in for a Miami touchdown. Miami touchdown for Carson Beck. Is that the winning moment? It's a 3-yard touchdown for Carson Beck. And Miami has a 30-27 lead with 18 seconds to go in the game.
Toddy, the Hurricanes gonna potty. How about that, Miami fans?
Poiser and Thomas are back deep on the goal line. Mesidor and Bain are lined up on the same side. And here we go. Perhaps the final play of this Final Four. 6 seconds from going to the national championship. Snap. Chambliss drifts to his left. He lets it fly deep in the end zone. It is knocked away. Incomplete. No time left. Miami wins. Miami's going to the national championship, Don. We're going to the national championship.
Pack your bags.
At the end of the game.
Is it officially over in the desert this time? 23 years later, there are no flags, and Miami has won. Miami's going to the national championship. Carson Beck is your Hurricanes hero. Miami wins 31-27, and the Hurricanes will play for the national championship.
Mario Cristobal has kept his promise. He came home to take his Hurricanes to the national championship game, and he did it in 4 years. Promise delivered.
Oh, yeah. How about that? That was Joe Z and DBJ on last night's call, having a blast, and why not? They've gone through a couple of decades of some serious downtime with football with the Miami Hurricanes, and to see where they are now, 3 wins in the playoffs, now coming back home to play in a national championship game. They'll find out tonight. Matter of fact, who they're going to play. Who do you want, Indiana or Oregon? Who do you want? I know a lot of people down in Dade County like to see Mendoza come back home and play. Quite a story, too. You know what's crazy? Mario's good friends with the father. They grew up together. I mean, there's just a bunch of great stories. Obviously, everybody went to Columbus High School, the whole group of them, and everything. And here he is, man, with a chance to get the hat trick. Well, we'll find out about the hat trick, but win a championship, win the Heisman Trophy. He's already done that, and be the first pick in the NFL draft, which could happen. Just comes down to and by the way, top 2 quarterbacks in this draft will play against each other tonight by most people that study this. that these two guys from Oregon and Indiana will shoot it out tonight. They've already played once, and Indiana won that game at Oregon. So more of that tonight, and we'll see what happens. But great win. Mario Cristobal will join us at 9:30 this morning. We'll talk to the coach before they jump on a plane and head back home here. But what a great story. So it's just good. I got people sending me messages, with their favorite players, or the kids stayed up late to watch the game last night. It was worth it. It was great. My family's fired up. Everybody's tired, but if you're a real diehard fan, and again, when I watch really good games and it's somebody I really like watching, or it's one of my teams, I can't go to sleep right away. I don't know if anybody else go. That's when you know. And then I hear those guys who don't care who wins at ESPN last night. They don't care. They just want to see. They got a great game. You start talking about that fourth quarter and back and forth, and the only mistake Ole Miss made was they left 3 minutes for the Canes to march down the field and chew up the time and leave them 18 seconds, and needed a touchdown to win because of the 4 points. By the way, Ole Miss got a hell of a kicker, though. That leg is that's an NFL-looking leg, and it doesn't go much effort go into that thing, and isn't
it crazy? Everyone tries to score with no time left, and Miami scores with, 19 seconds, and they still got a pretty good shot to the end zone.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
I would
can't
say
run
this.
that clock down enough.
Yeah. I you get around that 20-yard line with most of these guys' arms now, and then you start worrying because, no matter how many guys you put in that end zone, from 20 yards out, one guy makes, one bad step and there's an open area. But 35 yards dropping back, it's more of they're throwing it up.
Yeah. I know it was definitely a miracle play, but I know they're crying about pass interference.
Whatever,
Who knows?
man. Whatever. They're going to get something else. See, now we're on to what did Carson Beck prove. So we're already on the move here. We're already.
What did he prove, Joe? I don't know who this guy is. He's some guy in a hotel room on a Zoom call.
You're kidding, right? That's Aaron Rodgers' brother. That's
is that who that is?
With. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he and his brother.
Nice hotel room.
I don't think they're going to be hanging out anytime soon.
Oh,
You're talking about
they don't
guy
like
on the
each
left.
other.
No, I don't think that was good.
I don't know who the other guy is either. That looks like Alex Dono kind of, but I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. You know who that is?
No, but you're on a roll today, man. You must be tired. You are.
Yeah.
You are bad. Hey,
aren't you?
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm gonna go play tennis. I'm so tired. Hey, I just want to let you know, Mike Flores is going to join us in just a couple of minutes, and Mario Cristobal will also join us here before we say goodbye to you. So a lot of stuff here on a real special day for the Miami Hurricanes going to the national championship game.
What a night. The Canes
One location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 in Hollywood and Sheridan, toyotaofhollywood.com.
All right, Woody, thank you. Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk joins us this morning. Boy, do we got a lot of stuff going on down here. For me, only for me, Mike, I can't speak for everybody, but a little surprised that Mike, who one day after they lost that last game's talking about being involved and helping out with the general manager decision, as far as he knows, he's going to be the head coach. And a couple days later, as in right after the show yesterday, he was fired from his job. Did that surprise you?
It did, but it didn't. I expected it to happen the morning after the disastrous Thursday night loss 28-6 to the Baltimore Ravens. Instead, Stephen Ross at the time decided on a half measure. I'm not a big fan of half measures. If you've got a dysfunctional organization in need of a reset, you need a full reset. Ross decided just to pick one of the two at the time, the easier one to replace. Frankly, it's not a simple thing to have an interim coach for the balance of the season. There may not have been anyone he felt strongly enough about to see out the rest of the season. You create the impression that you've given up, and that may get fans to stay home. The Titans' attendance cratered this year, and they had most of their season with an interim coach. If you keep the head coach, you can at least convince fans to keep coming to the games. And the Dolphins had 100% attendance all year long. We get to the end of the season, though, and then reality sets in. Do you really want to hire a general manager who isn't able to hire his own head coach on the way through the door? And what general manager candidates do, they carry around a list of the people they would hire to be their head coach if and when they become a general manager. Unless they hire a general manager who had Mike McDaniel at number 1, number 2, or number 3 on his personal list of coaching preferences, what's going to happen? After 2026, during 2026,
right,
the GM is going to try to implement the plan that would allow him to hire the head coach he would have hired on the way through the door. So let's just do it now. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off completely. Let's not participate in the facade of forcing these two to work together and hoping it works out when the GM would prefer to have someone else as the head coach. So there's a saying, and I'm going to get it wrong, not butcher it, but it goes something like this: wisdom often never shows up at all. Don't reject it because it shows up late. Better late than never for Stephen Ross to realize he needs a clean slate if he's going to try to make a dramatic improvement in this football team.
You know what's amazing, Mike? It looks like for Mike McDaniel, just from everybody, I know you guys have talked a lot about it on Pro Football Talk, as Mike McDaniel's going to have a lot of opportunities as an offensive coordinator. You think he gets offered a head coaching job this time around with those open jobs?
Well, I think that he'll have a chance. Here's the question, though, and this is the risk. For anybody who has been fired once, that second job becomes critical.
Agreed.
Because if you go to another team that is dysfunctional, and most Dolphins fans, if they're capable of being objective, they would acknowledge that the Dolphins have been dysfunctional, and it all flows up to the owner of the team, that's the way it goes. Bad teams stay bad, not because of fate or chance or whatever. The dysfunction starts at the top. Look at what happened to Adam Gase after he was fired by the Dolphins. What happened? Crash landed on his feet with the Jets. What happened? Flamed out and never to be heard from again. Eric Mangini, after he got fired by the Jets, got hired by the Browns. Flamed out, never to be heard from, at least not in coaching again. He was defensive coordinator for like a year with the 49ers, but he was never taken seriously as a potential head coaching candidate after 2 failed stops. So for Mike McDaniel, like if the Browns offer him the job, he needs to resist the urge to prove Stephen Ross and any other haters out there wrong, because why would you think it's going to work in Cleveland? In Cleveland, you're just the next guy to get fired in 3 or 4 years when the owner decides he needs to make a change, and you're going to be the one that takes the fall for dysfunction that flows well beyond the head coaching position. So the Browns apparently are interested. If I was Mike McDaniel, I'd be careful, and I'd want to pick a good spot to go be an offensive coordinator and put myself in a position where I'm an A-lister and I'm the guy like John Harbaugh that's going to have many jobs to choose from. Because I think whoever takes that Browns job, and I think the same is true of the Cardinals, it's going to be somebody who has no other option.
Right.
And it's going to be somebody who's willing to go take a job where the odds are stacked against him, and the likelihood is it's just a matter of time before he gets fired. And if that's job number 2, there probably isn't going to be job number 3.
For me, Dan Quinn, he's got a great relationship with him. He's got a super talented quarterback. Just got to stay healthy in Washington. Man, that just looks like it'd be a good fit. And again, Dan Quinn knows everything about Mike. They've been through it all together, coaching together, that would be a good fit. What do you think?
Well, I think it makes sense. Here's the risk, though, going to Washington. I think Dan Quinn is going to be on the hot seat going into 2026. And the savior of the coaching staff is going to be the offensive coordinator. Who gets the most out of Jaden Daniels? Who helps turn this team around? The offense is the key. When you have a defensive head coach, the offensive coordinator is the second most important person in the building, especially in today's NFL. And that would be my hesitation. I'd be far more attracted to the Lions job if I was Mike McDaniel.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a good one, too.
I can run the offense. I got Jahmyr Gibbs. I got Emerson Williams. I got Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now I'm going to have to tailor my offense to suit the skills and abilities of Jared Goff, but so be it. That would be, I think, the top destination for me if I'm Mike McDaniel. I can go back to being the guy who runs the offense, worries about the X's and O's, far more limited media obligation. I could just focus on being the best coordinator I can be and setting myself up so in 27, 28, 29, whenever the ship comes in, the window opens, there's going to be multiple windows and you can pick the best one instead of just taking the job that's available to someone who doesn't have options.
All right, so we got to talk about John Harbaugh because his name comes up down here a lot as well because of his brother's relationship at Michigan with everything with Stephen Ross. How hot will he be as a guy 63, now 64, won a lot of games with Baltimore with these jobs? You see him grabbing one of these jobs and going right back to work?
I think he gets whatever one he wants from the jobs that want him. He's the guy that's got multiple options. He instantly became the hottest name in a coaching cycle that really didn't have any. Look at how Kevin Stefanski instantly became in demand. And hey, I think Stefanski may be a better coach than his record in Cleveland would suggest. He took the team to the playoffs the year after the disastrous Deshaun Watson debacle. They got Joe Flacco off the couch in November and got to the playoffs. So he was the top guy. Now Harbaugh is clearly the top guy. And it's funny. The news came out that he's waiting until next week to do any interviews. It's not because he just wants to take a weekend off. Harbaughs don't take days off. They attack every day with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind. He's taken days to do his homework, to do his research. He's going to have choices. He's going to have leverage. And it's so funny to hear the various reports. I think the Dolphins are going to twist themselves in knots to make it look like they don't want John Harbaugh, because if you want John Harbaugh, you better be ready to pay, and you better be ready to give him some real influence. And I don't think Stephen Ross wants to create the impression that John Harbaugh is the number one choice, because then if you don't get him, whoever you hire looks like someone you settled for. You need to be very discreet. You need to keep your cards close to the vest. And then you can say, whether it's true or not, you can say on the back end, we got the guy we wanted all along. And I think that's the right play. I always say you should do that with the draft. You should, wherever you pick, if you're a top 10 pick, you don't let anyone know who you want. And then when you get the guy that you get, you say, that's the guy we would have taken if we had the first overall pick. I think that's why I think there's current kind of confusion as to what the Dolphins are going to do. I think Stephen Ross is going to be very coy about this, because if you go all in, you're giving a guy who's already got plenty of leverage even more of it. And that's the key to having multiple options. I'm surprised this is kind of happening, because the teams like to hold down the coaching salaries. They're setting themselves up where somebody's going to have to pay John Harbaugh a lot of money to be the team that attracts him.
Man, I agree with you. Hey, I'm just curious of the 8 jobs. I know everybody's got a different opinion according to who the quarterback is or how much talent, young talent they have. What do you think are the best 3 jobs of those 8?
Well, how about what are the least 3 worst jobs of those 8? Because good jobs don't become available.
That's true. By the way, good point.
They're all bad jobs. They all have problems.
Right.
And it's amazing. It's 25% of the league. 25% of the league. We thought it was going to be 2, and then, okay, we'll watch this one. Maybe it'll be 4 or 5. Maybe it's going to be kind of a slow year. And here we are with a fourth of the league changing coaches, and possibly more based on what happens this weekend. I tell you, and I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm watching Buffalo and Green Bay. If they lose this weekend, I'm watching very carefully to see what happens there. Ed Policy, the new president of the Packers, has already put out enough in things he said back in June that would put Matt LaFleur on notice if they fail miserably against their arch rivals on Saturday night. And with Buffalo, look at where Josh Allen is. They're entering the playoffs without – I know I'm not answering your question, but let me land the plane here.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
They're entering the playoffs without Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, or Lamar Jackson to contend with. If they lose to the Jaguars, and they probably should lose to the Jaguars are a better team right now. It's hard for people to process that because we associate the Jaguars with losing and the Bills with winning. That could change some things in Buffalo as well. So there could be more than 8. But for now, hey, the job that I'm really fascinated by is Tennessee. There are some challenges in ownership. You're going to have to manage up to a certain extent. You're going to have to figure out how to crack this annual Game of Thrones that Amy Adams Strunk seems to run. She will find favor with one person. That person's got the power, and then somebody else who used to have the power is out, and then the next year it moves over to this person, and this person's minimized. You know, you got to have a vision that you stick with through the course of time. But with Cam Ward, who I think can be special.
I do too.
And the expectations are low. Chris Sims and I got into an argument the other day about the Ravens job versus the Titans job. It's like, wait a minute, I'm going to go to Baltimore and follow the guy that was here for 18 years, that went to the playoffs 12 times and won a Super Bowl, and I'm going to be expected to get more out of Lamar Jackson when John Harbaugh couldn't get more out of Lamar Jackson? I don't know that I want that. I'd rather go to a place where the expectations are low, where the future is bright. And right now at this point, I know Lamar Jackson's a 2-time MVP, but he's 29 as of yesterday. And I don't know if, there's going to be a physical breakdown there and he's not going to be the guy that he was when he was the 2-time MVP. But I see a guy in Cam Ward who, with the right guidance and the right coaching, could become special, and you could build something special with the Tennessee Titans. So of all those jobs, the Titans is the one that makes me say, wow. And the Giants, look, the Giants are the Giants, and that's always going to be an attractive job. But, man, I mean, Jackson Dart doesn't protect himself. And, they got a quarterback they can build around, but job number one there is going to be to get the guy to quit running the football and dropping his shoulder and diving head first. And he's made it clear he's got no interest in doing that.
Yeah. No, man, it's going to be an interesting one, boy. I'll tell you what, Black Monday lived up to what it's supposed to be for sure. Hey, Mike, thank you as always, buddy. I appreciate you coming on this morning.
Thanks, Joe. See you, pal.
All right, Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk joining us. Hey, we got more stuff ahead. Mario Cristobal will join us in just a few minutes.
The Joe Rose Show is presented by
Florida last night, right down to the wire, one of the great games you'll ever see. And once again, Miami Hurricanes able to pull it out late. And joining us this morning from the Fiesta Bowl is the winner, 31-27 head coach of the Miami Hurricanes, Mario Cristobal. Coach, congratulations. What a finish.
Joe, good morning. How are you, man?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm watching guys go down. You got guys sick. I could see guys weren't feeling great. Some of those guys got injured, came back in and played. Boy, I'll tell you what, the heart of your team before we get into everything that took place was just had to make you feel pretty good about how important it is to your guys.
You know, when we got started getting a little bit run down and sick or whatnot, I started copying and pasting the Michael Jordan flu game to all the guys going to eat sons of guns. We got to roll, man. We got to go. And no, we've gotten tougher and tougher as the years gone on. And I think our best football is ahead of us. You know, we were a little bit sloppy last night, but we were physical. We were tough and resilient. And credit to those players, man. They're the real deal.
All right, let's get right to Carson Beck, man. The guy's under the microscope every day, always coming from Georgia to here. Boy, I'll tell you what, he made some throws late in that game and then a heads-up play to score the touchdown, cutting back. What can you say about what you saw from Carson Beck and basically how he's been here probably for the last couple months?
I think all the stuff that we saw on when he was on his way in and him as the year has gone on, just getting more and more comfortable with the system. I mean, I've always said I think he's an elite competitor, an elite quarterback, and he doesn't get fazed by anything. And he has absolutely no concern about personal accolades. The dude just wants to win, man, and he'll do whatever it takes to win. So really happy for him and the rest of the dudes.
Coach, I tell you what I really liked is people were wondering, oh, we got the field goal here late in the game. And I could tell the mindset of your team and you, we're going to win this damn thing and make it a 4-point game. So if we do score a little early, they're going to need a touchdown against our defense to win this game. Was that the mindset there at the end?
Unquestionably, you had to go for a touchdown. Try to win the game right there. We had plenty of time. We were on schedule, and we felt we had a great, plus yardage game plan, especially in the red zone. So yeah, it was all systems go and find a way to get a touchdown.
Mario, I got to tell you, man, this is what is going on with this team. I know it's not a shock to you because I hear what you're saying to everybody. You got 3 wins, man, and the way you've won, and one Big Ten team that's been dominating, 2 SEC teams that have been dominating to get these wins, and they're not happening at Hard Rock Stadium. They've been happening all over Texas and now Arizona. The way this team has grown, at what point did you feel like this team was over the top and ready for the kind of football we've seen in these 3 playoff games?
I mean, this group, you could tell they were special in the summer. They were just different. Like we hit really well on both the high school guys. The guys that had been here for a while, they had matured to a level where they weren't going to be denied. And then the portal guys, we just did a better job on just making sure the character and the DNA and the wiring and the mindset were what we were looking for. That's a great combination. And these guys, we work to a point where you have to have love and respect for each other because it's not for everybody. So I think we felt it early on, but when we played Notre Dame game 1, we all felt that, okay, this could be a special season. But Joe, we got to get a lot better, man. We did a lot of things that hurt us. And we got to get back to work. We're on our way to the airport here in a few, and we're on the film, and we got to get at it.
Hey, that freshman you were talking about, Malachi Toney, he is. We've had more text about Malachi Toney today. That 36-yard run, one of the 2 touchdowns, the first one late in that fourth quarter. Talk about that play and his toughness, his blocking again last night. Herb Street and those guys did a great job just showing all the things he can do. You ever see anything like this from a freshman?
He's different. I mean, because I've seen freshmen make plays. I haven't seen freshmen, many at least, have the combination of having the ability to make plays, spectacular plays, but also having the grit and the toughness to get in there and throw their body around and block for their teammates. And that's a special combination. You see him. I mean, he gets bounced around, gets, yanked and thrown down all over the place and goes right back in there and keeps going. So absolute stud.
Hey, so when you got here and we had our talks and you were talking about, hey, man, we got to get this thing built back up and it's got to start. Is this what you want the offensive and defensive line? I'm guessing this is what you said it had to look like, right? Is this where you are right now?
Oh, we're getting better and better. We've got more length, size, power, girth, right? But we're jumbo athletes. I think we run well. We don't want to take this big guys that are just big. That doesn't do much for you. We want guys that are athletic, that can run, and that truly enjoy the physicality of the sport. So we're getting better and better. Again, we gotta get a whole lot better over the next 10 days.
Wow, I'll tell you what, Fletch, again, another 100-yard game for Mark Fletcher last night, running hard. And I love what you guys do when those guys get first downs and you a lot of third and manageable situations allowed you a lot of success. But I love when the big guys get behind them and you get another 10 or 15 yards and that fist pumping I saw you doing, you like it too.
Without it, those are body blows, and we knew that this game was going to be one of those, we talked about all the time. These are heavyweight fights, and rounds 11 through 15 are going to separate the men from the boys. And you got to take those body shots whenever you can, and you got to take the hits too. We got hit like crazy, man. We got hit a bunch, but we kept getting up. And credit to Ole Miss and Coach Golding. I think those guys do a great job. Charlie Weiss Jr., an elite play caller as well. We just kept coming, man.
Hey, we haven't talked about him, and we should. Marion comes up with a huge game at wide receiver for you last night. 7 catches, 114 yards, including, along with CJ, some clutch catches on that last drive to really set you up. It looks like he's taking a bigger role as one of the key receivers for you.
Keelan has been a great player and an absolute awesome teammate and member of this program the entire year. This guy's got a huge future now. He is fast. He is explosive. And in this offense, the ball finds you when it finds you. It's if they take one side away, it goes to the other side. And he has been, had the ability over the past few weeks to show exactly what he's capable of. But we just love him. And he's another just unselfish, get after it, throw your body around type of guy. So looking forward to him continuing to make plays. Hey,
Coach, this is not the time to ask you, but I'm going to do it anyway. You can always tell me to shut up. But with this going on, this crazy world of the transfer portal and stuff, you're all zoned in on these games. That's that's what this is all about. What you're doing right now. How hard is it with the other stuff? We got people going, hey, how we doing on the transfer portal? Everybody out there that's not playing football is getting guys. How is that going for you, Coach? How are you handling that?
Real well. We're doing exactly what we need to do and how we need to do it. Remember, we're very selective, and you have to get the ones that fit your roster, and you have to make the right moves. Man, it's long and complicated, but we're exactly where we need to be, and we're going to be exactly where we need to be at the end of this.
All right, so I got to give you a couple numbers. 88 plays. When was the last time? Maybe at Oregon you did it. When was the last time a Canes team had 88 plays, those long? I mean, those are Mario Cristobal drives, 3 of them over 7.5 minutes.
One more time, Joe, I lost you there, buddy.
No, I was talking about three drives over 7.5 minutes and 88 plays in the game for your offense. When was the last time you saw that? I think we've lost Coach here. Coach, can you hear me? Well, listen, we'll let him go here. I want to thank Coach for coming on for a few minutes with us here and joining us wherever he is in Arizona and spending some time with us. But this great stuff, man. Time of possession, 41.5 minutes to 18.5 minutes, 88 plays. And just the will and belief that you're going to win at the end of the game. And that's why Carson Beck's here, really, that experience. We got him back. Coach, we got you back. I'm sorry about that, Coach. I don't know what. Hey, 88 plays last night for your offense and 3 drives over 7.5 minutes. Man, that is Mario Cristobal. That's right out of your book from years ago.
41 minutes of time of possession. I think we were 11 of 19 on third down as well. Just a lot of efficiency and ball control as well. But again, man, they're a really explosive offense. I mean, look, if we could score every 30 seconds, we would do that too. But to have the ability, to grind it out, to throw it around when you need to. Again, just a credit to our coaches and our players for putting together a great game plan and getting it executed.
Hey, Coach, real quickly, 88 plays. Have you had a lot of those in your coaching career? I don't know. That sounds like a hell of a lot. That's a lot of plays.
Not a ton of them. Have seen it on the other side. It was on the other side of Clemson, Alabama, when they, took us to deep water when I was over there, and there was 90-plus plays with Deshaun Watson. So that's a territory that is very taxing on the other side, man. And I think we felt it. And I think you see on that last scramble, it was a pretty clear and open and easy lane to get through and go score.
Yeah, you saw a lot of tired dudes at that point. Hey, you know the stat everybody's talking about, and I don't know, 4 drop interceptions by your secondary. They were there to make plays, which is a good sign. They were in position, and we're so used to it. But they get those interceptions, or most of them. That game probably feels a lot different, too, with those takeaways, huh?
Yeah, we had some in our hands, and not only in our hands, but with the ability to go and score.
That's
and
right.
Not to mention, we missed a field goal. We turned over the ball as well. There's a lot of stuff to fix, man. Look, you're always excited and fired up about a win, and you never make a win feel like a loss. But damn it, we got a lot of work to do, man. And we're right back at it. We're getting on a plane here in a little bit, and film's already taken care of, and we're breaking down, 2 at the same time, and get to watch the game tonight and just keep rolling.
Mario, thank you so much, man. That was really nice of you to find your way back here to us this morning. I really appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon. Congratulations,
I was looking
Coach.
for you at 4 this morning, but you were asleep, so I just had to wait for your call, man.
Did you go to sleep last night? Did you sleep at all?
You just can't, man. You're so wired. You're bouncing off the walls. You got to recruit. You have to have great tape, but you know what? It's on top of all that, you just feel really, really blessed. It's like, again, really happy for these guys, and just want to work my butt off to give them the best chance that we can give them.
Coach, thank you. Appreciate it. Have a great flight home.
Peace.
All right.
Thanks, Joe. Go Canes.
Mario Cristobal joining us to talk a little bit about the win. There's no question he didn't sleep last night. There is no question he'll worry about sleep later. Talking about recruiting. Don't worry about the transfer portal, Joe. We're going to get the guys we want. We'll be fine. So anyway, a lot of great stuff, and the Hurricanes 1 win away now from a national championship. Even to be in that conversation, whether it's Oregon or Indiana, both of them, there's history there. One guy coming back that went to Mario Cristobal's high school. He's good friends with his father, and the other school he coached at before in Oregon. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Woody, who do you like, man? Anybody you like there that you're thinking of for who you like to see? That's going to be an interesting one, whether it's Oregon or Indiana. We'll find out tonight. And then, of course, we got NFL football games coming up. Man, if you're a junkie, and by the way, this NFL football is going to be a different level. As soon as you say playoffs, everything changes. And all the guys that haven't been playing will play, because now they have a chance. It's open. I think it's about as open as it's been, too, with some of the big guys out to win a Super Bowl. So it starts with these wild card games coming up, 2 tomorrow, Saturday, and then, of course, got a lot of games coming up on Sunday. All right, Woody, here we go.
I thought you were going to escape without giving picks.
No, brother, I was ready.
All right, here we go. We got the Panthers and the Rams. We'll kick it off 4:30 on Saturday. This game is in Charlotte. The Rams are favored by 10.5 points.
Rams big.
Really?
Yeah. Rams big.
Fair enough. Panthers,
you said 10.5?
At a losing record.
Man, that's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot. That's a long trip for them.
The Rams already lost there, too. I think Carolina beat them, right? I think they did at Carolina. All right. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, you're sticking with the Rams. Good one at 8 o'clock here. Bears hosting the Packers. Green Bay favored by 1.5.
God, Green Bay just hasn't looked like Green Bay. I'm going Green Bay.
I'm going to go against John now, and I'm going to take the home underdogs there. Take the Bears. Let's go to Sunday, Joe.
Oh, this is a tough one. Go ahead.
This is a brutal pick. Jags and Bills from Jacksonville. Buffalo favored by 1.5 on the road.
I'm going to go with Josh over Trevor.
That is a tough.
And I know that Jacksonville D is really
Trevor.
good.
That's fair. The Jags might have a better overall team, though.
Yes, they do. They do. Their defense is clearly better.
They were 13-4.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know, man.
One chance to change the pick?
No, because they've been kicking our ass so much for so many years. I'm just sticking with the Bills.
Eagles and 49ers, 4:30 on Sunday from Philly. Eagles favored by 5.5 points.
I'm going to go Eagles. I think my little 49ers, this little 49er San Francisco treat's about done.
I think if you're going to take a dog on the money line, that's not a bad one. Take the 49ers there. We go to the 8 o'clock game. Pats and Chargers from Foxborough. New England favored by 3.5.
I'm going to go New England. But that should be a hell of a game, too.
And then you got, this is a good one on Monday night here, Joe. Let's get your pick on this one. Steelers hosting the Texans. Houston's favored by 3. And Houston is a dome team.
I know, the cold weather.
And it is going to be cold.
I'm going to go.
Granted, Tua's not playing quarterback for them, but
I'm going to go Texans. That defense. You know, you talk about Jacksonville and Texans defense. Those are damn good.
So you're not buying Aaron Rodgers here. Aaron Rodgers out of gas?
No, and he's got his horse. He's got his big horse back out wide.
Yeah, he's done fighting fans, so he's back. Right? And let's get your pick on this game here tonight, Joe. We got Indiana and Oregon from Atlanta. You got the Hoosiers favored by 3.5 points.
I think Indiana's going to win it again. I think.
Feels like they're going to beat them up, doesn't it?
They're on a roll.
They are.
I'm going to go Indiana.
I think I'm with you on that one.
You are?
Yeah, I am with you on that one.
I love the quarterback.
I think we're going to have a hell of a national
championship. I love that guy, and I love
here.
his 1,000 relatives he has in Dade County. I mean, everybody's related to that family.
How good will that be? Miami, Indiana?
I just hope all those Canes fans, I know they like their money. Don't be giving up those seats if you have them. This doesn't happen every day that you get a championship game with your team in the where you go to all those games during the year. Don't give them up now, brother. You waited for this.
Did you decide who you're giving your tickets to?
I don't have any. I might sit with President Joe, though.
You sit with me. We're doing a pregame show there.
Yeah, you don't need me.
No.
You're fine.
Doing our 19th edition of Countdown to Kickoff this year.
You think you're in the NFL now,
I know.
You got an NFL schedule. Welcome to UM, getting ready to play their 16th game of the year.
Yeah.
And by the way, they didn't play in a conference championship game.
That's true. And usually our NFL seasons are about that long, so.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, we're used to it.
Oh, man, it's welcome. Hey, they're getting paid. Now nobody's talking about student athlete. What happened to all that student athletes stuff?
So they don't have to split that money, by the way. That's the deal. $20 million they
Are
made
you
so
sure
far.
about that?
Positive.
So all that money they make, they don't have to split it up.
No, so that means Florida State remains poor and they can't pay to buy their coach out. So
You don't let anything go. You're the guy that finds out something, and
that's tough.
And your wife's sitting, and you'll hit her with it like 8 years later, and she goes, "Really? You're hitting me with that again?"
You never want to be one of those poverty programs. That's just rough.
Oh, you're on a roll.
That's
man.
tough, man.
You are.
I really do feel bad for them.
What's wrong with you? You're on a high. I know you're on a tired high from the Canes, and you should be. That's you can hear Mario sound. He sounds like he's rested up.
Yeah, he's ready to roll.
He
was fired up. Second I got him on the phone, he was fired up.
No, he's
I love that.
He's ready and listen, to get 3 wins in this playoffs thing, that get in the party first time and have success, and now going back home to play. I mean, man, then you ain't better than that.
Last 2 months have been like just a blur almost.
Well, this story ranks right up there.
It's the best football story we've had in this town in an incredibly
in a long time. It is
generations
in a long time that this team
that.
gets in. We were wondering the Notre Dame, Alabama, Miami head-to-head, is it going to come into play? Everybody had an opinion. They get in. You're going, oh, you get in, but you got to go to Texas A&M the first game. And they just have been on a roll, just have not backed down pretty much until last night, have been defensive-driven. And then last night, the offense said, we're going to have to score if we're going to win this. We're going to have to get in the 30s. And they did. And, boy, I'll tell you what, Woody, that thing changed once they needed that touchdown and not a field goal, because that guy probably makes it. That guy, that guy's good at field goal kickers you're going to see.
That's a big leg.
Big leg.
Those are loud clanks off the
they were loud. They were loud. I was shocked he missed one. He actually almost
missed two, yeah.
He almost double slapped it. You're right, last night. So anyway, that made for fun for everybody, man, as guys will be catching up on a little sleep and then going right back at it to see who the Canes are going to play. And so that should be a lot of fun, but a lot of good numbers. And as Mario Cristobal just told us, a lot of stuff to still clean up that he's not happy with, and he's got to get some guys healthy. Mario might have to do what all these NFL teams do late in the year, not practice and get some guys healthy that he needs, right? Might all of a sudden have to change some of his rules here and get some guys back ready to go. But a lot of great stories. Really happy for Carson Beck. We should have a general manager maybe today for the Miami Dolphins. Followed down the road, I don't know when, but I would think soon there'll be a head coach list. And boy, they're going to be a lot of new positions, a lot of new faces over there at Dolphins training camp. That's for sure. So, yeah, we've got a lot of stuff. 8 head coaching jobs. You know, Woody, that happens a lot. I thought like 8 seems like a lot. They say it's every year. It's like 8. Like, just think about that. Basically, every 4 years, on average, guys are losing their job. Every 4 years. Your 4 years is up. And haven't won enough. And so Mike McDaniel became the 8th head coach. Let go, although Mike's in great shape. Sounds like everybody's brother that needs an offensive coordinator is going to be looking to hire Mike McDaniel to run the offense. And he may get a job. He may get offered, as Mike Florio said, he may get offered a job. The question is, if it's not the right job, do you take it, knowing that you can only do so much? And he just went through that. Mike McDaniel's Dolphins team needs more talent. Nobody would argue with that. People at the top got to find more talent. And right now, I don't think there's any free agent money. It sounds like it's going to be draft money, including a first and a second round pick and 3/3 that you need. You need to find starters. You need to find some stars. You need to find some guys that come in, and a lot of those guys will play like like this class we just had. I've never seen more guys from a draft class. By the end of the year, almost the whole draft class was playing. And I don't mean special teams. They were playing every snap. I mean, they were playing on offense and defense. Running back, guard, your quarterback. Defensively, three defensive linemen, your safety. I mean, you were playing, and a cornerback. A lot of guys were playing. Hey, that's going to do it here. Congratulations to the Miami Hurricanes. They're going to the national championship right around the corner at Hard Rock Stadium. That's going to do it for our show. Hey, Woody, have a great weekend, and we'll see you again on Monday.